Hello, welcome. Adventures Lollygagging. We're playing Electric Bastionland tonight. Small little quirk in his schedule. We were going to be playing some Alien. This was going to be our Alien startup night, but we're going to do that in a couple weeks as we continue on our Cinders of Heaven campaign. But instead, we got this wonderful opportunity then to finally go back and play Electric Bastionland, a game that Melissa, Ashley, myself, we played a bunch, and we get to introduce it to these poor schmucks that you see on the screen. Let's let those schmucks introduce themselves. So say who you are. We haven't made characters yet. We're gonna do it on screen. So just say who you are and what you got going this week. So Chuck.
Hi, I'm Chuck, Defenders of Cobalt, and this week I've got to write an ad promo for Chemicor's ringtone changer. There we go.
That's such an in joke, but we're not gonna talk about it.
They'll figure it out.
maybe by the end we'll ask the stream. Maybe will have an answer. Melissa, who are you? You're muted.
That's who Melissa is.
Sorry, Melissa with Adventures in Lollygagging. We're here Fridays, Saturdays, and Mondays. Delta Green and Worlds Without Number.
Yep. The pickle train conductor. The reason it says conductor, by the way, is that's what they call it, Electric Bastionland. So But yeah, Mondays, Fridays, Saturdays. Let's go, right? Bottom row, Jake. Hi. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Jake. I'm with the Defenders of Cobalt. You can usually catch me in our stuff on Twitch TV/Defenders of Cobalt, where we talk about things like changing ringtones and strange camping trips with pickles and all sorts of horrible things.
Yeah. And join the Discord too. You'll see it popping around at some point in the chat. So join that, and you can talk to all of the people that you see on the screen over on that Discord.
Good for you that you can.
Yeah. I think that's a selling point, right? I think that's a selling point. I'm not sure.
Warning.
Maybe I just scared some people away. Oh, look, thank you for the subs. Adam and Melissa, thank you. And then Ashley, it's a Monday. What are you doing here?
I know, it's weird, right? Normally I'm at work.
It's true.
Yeah, but I'm Ashley. I am a lollygagger.
It's true.
Covered all the goods.
Yeah, and you've played this game before, and
I have.
yeah.
I was Miss Chuffwick previously.
And what's her claim to fame?
I killed the Golden Girls.
You killed the Golden Girls. That's right. Yeah.
I viciously threw them. As an old woman myself, there can only be one. So I threw them.
Oh my gosh!
The flying bus.
Oh my gosh! Golden Girls meets Highlander. This is perfect. We gotta run that.
It's beautiful.
Golden Girls. I'm writing this down. I feel like Golden Girls crossed with basically anything is good.
It's gold.
But Highlander especially is pretty fantastic. Golden Girls.
Justice League, Golden Girls. It works.
Yeah.
It just works.
Yeah. I just had a vision of anyone remember Over the Top, the Sylvester Stallone arm wrestling movie?
Oh God.
Golden Girls meets Over the Top. It's just an arm wrestling competition for old ladies. Oh, fantastic. And then finally, Jeremy.
I'm just the slightly tolerated ne'er-do-well who gets to play games with these fine people. And I've watched a little bit of this game, and I'm very excited to try it.
Yeah, this is a great game.
We're gonna make things weird, Jeremy.
Weird is where I excel.
Yeah, we're gonna do great.
All right, I'm sorry. I just realized I didn't get any music or anything ready for the stream later, so I just did that now. So it's gonna be weird and probably just not going to make sense at the time. The title of tonight's adventure is as a night at the Yacht Rock Opera, because I'm gonna make various references to Yacht. God dang it, Yacht Rock people. We'll see if anyone gets them. No one will. But the game itself, Electric Bastionland, it's a Kickstarter game from about a year ago, and it delivered at the end of 2020, somewhere in 2020, I think, when I got it. And it's a very rules light OSR type game. But it uses intotheodd. If you're familiar with intotheodd system, it's the same basic system with a few slight tweaks here and there. Same designer, same writer, etc. And Electric Bastionland just kind of graphs on basically like a setting, like this large metropolis, like surrealist metropolis that's like set. I like to think of it in like the 1900 to 1920, something around there, where it's like newly modern. Like there's machines and there's cars on the road here and there, but it's a completely overpopulated area, and there's some weird stuff. There's aliens from the stars. There's machines and robots underground. There's like animated toys that are trying to be human. Thank you for the raid, Hot Dog Zanzibar, and that is a wonderful name.
It's amazing.
It's pretty fantastic. We are just getting started. It's a good timing.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do character creation right now. It's super fast. A lot of it's random. The basic premise of the game is that everyone who plays is a failure. They sucked at life, and now they have resorted to desperate gambits for treasure to pay off various loans and debts that they have. And so we're going to figure out right now what everybody failed at in life. And so, yeah, this is pretty easy. So for those of you in the game, if you look on the main page, is the rule summary. There's a little yellow box right next to it. Double click on that, open it up. It's a 4-step simple process. Very, very easy. So hit that rolling stats table. And that gives you your stats. Higher is better. Simple and easy. This game is about your life, Galen. Indeed is. All of you should have a character sheet. You'll know which character sheet is yours because it has your name. So if you know your name.
I like my name.
I don't know. Do you? I heard it's weird.
Yeah, I heard it's a made-up name too.
Yeah, that still makes me laugh. Oh, it's so good. All right, so go ahead and punch your stuff in. Strength, Dex, Charisma. Those are the 3 main attribute scores. Higher is better. Then you've got your money, which is in pounds. And then you've got your HP, hit protection. So go ahead and punch that into your character sheets. And then we get to do the really fun part, which is where we get to figure out what your career is. So in the journal section of Foundry, you will see a big folder called Failed Careers, and in it has subfolders 0 to 20, 21 to 40, 41 to 60, etc. That number will be important as we go through this now. So remember which number I give you, and then go find that number for that handout in those folders. So we'll start with Chuck because he's the first one in the character in the chat. So we take Chuck's highest ability score, which in this case is 15 for his Dex, and then we cross-reference it with his lowest ability score, which is 10 for his Charisma, and that will give us 62, Chuck.
Life servant.
Yeah.
Well, I get smart clothes.
It's found dry. It's not Foundry. It's found dry. Okay. Good to know.
Now we know.
I'm learning everything today. Learning about ringtones and pickles and how to properly pronounce Foundry. Or found dry. Ashley, you've got strength of 10. That's your lowest, and then your highest is your Dex, which is 13. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so you got 13 and 10. You are 42.
I'm a rural tax collector.
Read through the whole thing, and we'll kind of go through, and we'll talk and we'll talk a little bit about like what you guys are and all that kind of stuff, and introduce them. Melissa, strength of 7.
Mm-hmm.
That's terrible. And highest ability score is 12.
29.
Strength of 7. Yeah, 29. Jake, your strength is 8. You're at least you're stronger than Melissa. And then your highest is your Dex, so 8. So you're 40, Jake. That's what it looks like.
Yes.
And then Jeremy, the prize for the worst stats in the game tonight.
Yeah.
It's normally our friend Derek, but you got that one with Dex of 7 and a Charisma of 11 gives you 20. So go ahead and pull up your failed career so we can introduce them to people in a second.
What if there's an A and a B?
If there's an A and a B, you get to choose. You pick whichever one you want.
Where do we?
Hey, Captain
And-
Ryan, how you doing, man?
I also have a question. I rolled an HP of 1.
Yeah,
All right.
that's not a question. That was just a statement. So
I feel like we've
I
got
agree.
quite a few like 1s and 2s. And
That's a
really
shame for
low
you guys.
numbers.
You guys are
For
really,
HP.
you guys are just pretty big failures. We got some
For
bits
two.
already from Ryan. We'll make those
snap.
rerolls. Let's do rerolls. This is a one
Nice.
shot. Let's have fun. So we got 2 rerolls. Bank them. Someone keep track of them. I don't want to do it. because I got other things to keep track of. So Melissa, you're in charge of that. Let's see. Okay, so the other thing that you should there's a couple things you should look at on that sheet that you got. There's going to be 2 inventory items that you're going to be able to get. They're going to be weird, possibly very, very weird, and sometimes they actually might just be abilities, and they're based upon what you rolled for money and what you rolled for HP. So you'll see like a D6 chart for each of those. So just put that in your character sheet. Some stuff is already programmed in on the right in the items tab. Otherwise, you can just create it because a lot of them are so unique that it doesn't really matter. And then that's about it. Oh, we got 3 rerolls now. Yeah, growth going forward. See, I like the positivity. Excellent. Okay, so it also gives you some suggestions of names. Kind of gives you some vague description of what you used to be, because there's over 100 failed careers in this game. All of them are crazy. My favorite might be Human Flotsam, but there are others. There's some really, really good ones. Pie Smuggler is an excellent choice as well. But plenty of ones to go on. Is anybody ready? Has like their item? Anybody good to go?
I think I am.
Okay. So Chuck, who are you playing tonight?
I am playing Woodleridge.
Oh God. Okay.
Woodleridge, the life servant. My master has died. I'm free. I also have a crystal ball, a sling, some fancy clothes, and some theater clothes covered in fake blood.
Theater clothes. That's going to be very useful for tonight's adventure, because we're going to the opera, and that's kind of like theater. Okay, so you're a life servant.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. I like it. Woodleridge?
Woodleridge. It's in Zoom too.
I was so close. I was pretty close.
All right.
Woodleridge. I got the E and the L backwards. Okay.
I also like to, since I'm not the youngest player, the whole group is not an additional 10K in debt.
So what we're going to do is we're going to roll for that, because like the youngest one, I like to do it rolling. We'll see who's responsible for the debt in a second. Melissa, are you ready? It doesn't look like Melissa's ready to go. Jeremy, are you ready to go?
No, but okay.
Okay.
I apparently am somehow an Urchin pack. And I am not one, not 2, but I am actually 3 conjoined twins all in one.
Oh, wow.
And we are Alvin, Simon, and Theodore. We have pocket knives and rocks, and we are very ready to be victim.
Oh, goodness. You got the Urchin pack. Oh, my God.
I'm a conjoined triplets with the worst possible stats.
So good. There's only like 2 or 3 of those. We're like, you have like a pack of something. That's so great. It's the first time anyone's got that one. Oh, okay.
And apparently we all hate each other.
Do you really?
Yeah, I see, because I only have 3 HP. It's hard for me to read it, but I think they're very passive aggressive and refuse to speak to each other.
Okay. What was your number again?
I had 3 hit points. I was 20.
20. Okay. Oh dear God. You picked. Oh yeah, because you had a choice. Yeah. Let's see. What? How much money did you say you picked?
I got 6.
So you are literally conjoined. Oh my God.
Literally conjoined, and then yeah.
There's 3 of you, each with 1 HP, and two of you refuse to speak to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So like, okay, so the third one is like the go-between. Okay, I like it. That's fantastic. Okay, I told you character creation is fun. That's why I want to do this in stream. It's so much fun.
I'm ready to go now.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. You're just gonna have to go.
Maybe I should do 3.
The back of the line. So just 3 stories. 2 Stooges would have been another good choice too.
Oh man.
Ashley, you ready?
Yes. My name is Heritage. I'm a rural tax collector. I've spent more time than I care out in the roads of deep country, squinting at obsolete currencies in my life. My Tax office provided me with an ornate baton. And what do I hate most about Bastion? People in general. I have an enemies list.
Yeah, it sounds right. It sounds pretty accurate, I think, for Ashley too, having an enemy list.
Yeah.
Right?
You know?
Okay.
Some would say a shopping list. I might say a shopping list.
Yeah. So Deep Country, we actually haven't done anything in Deep Country yet, but
No.
Bastion. So like the whole setting is broken up. There's Bastion, which is the city. Then there's Deep Country, which is like the countryside, and it goes on forever, and you can do whatever the hell you want there, basically. So villages, and they get weirder and weirder the further away you get from Bastion. There's the underground, which is where all the robots do nonsense, and we have messed around with the underground.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
It is. It's great. And then there's the living stars, which is basically like space and aliens and things like that. So lots of different things to do on. Okay, perfect. Jake, are you ready?
I am. I
Okay.
have an expelled lamplighter, and I've named him Otto. He has a knife, a wick on a 10-foot pole, a magic candle, and a pair of slippers.
Those all sound incredibly useful. The 10-foot pole,
yes.
I think, will be incredibly useful. All right. And you are an
I also stole a fire extinguisher.
you stole a fire extinguisher, and you're an expelled lamplighter, so you're no longer part of the Lamplighter Guild.
Indeed.
That's a shame. Well, I mean, you weren't very good at it.
By the way, is anybody younger than 36 in this group?
Yes, Ashley
Because-
and I.
Okay. Because there is a thing where if I'm the youngest player in the group, then our whole group is 10,000 pounds in debt to somebody.
Oh, that's for everybody. Don't worry.
We're going to roll.
okay.
Yeah. So like that's basically the gist of it, is that your group, you guys owe 10K and sometimes more. And it can be the lowest, it can be the youngest person. I just like to roll randomly so everyone has a chance, because, otherwise it would be me all the time because I'm so young.
I would. Jeff's just so young.
I mean, as long as Joe's not in the group, happy birthday, Joe.
True.
And
Happy
then
birthday, Joe.
it's not
Happy 21st birthday, Joe.
21st birthday, Joe.
What number 21 are we? 5?
Now
How
this
many
is his
can we
first
cram
one.
in this year?
God, he's so young. He's younger than you, Ashley.
I know he's a baby.
I know. All right. Speaking of babies,
I would adopt him.
Melissa, what did you roll? I don't know what I just did that for. Oh,
Okay, so I am a mendicant mycologist.
okay.
So your passion for fungi was great, less so for the strictures of your order. So I saw my destiny in a psychotropic vision. So I have a pouch of psychedelic mushrooms. I still have a ghost cap mushroom, which glows in the presence of a recently killed person. And I have and I don't really know quite how to pronounce this, a kukuri, which is a machete, a specimen carry case, and the traditional hat of my order, which is a large mushroom cap.
I believe everything you
I'm gonna
said.
date you.
I like how you're a mixologist for mushrooms. Like you
Right.
make different batches of psychedelic mushrooms. That is Melissa's, though, in real life. She does hit those things quite often.
And
You
I
know
am
her.
M.R.H. Wexler.
You picked one of the ones? Okay.
Yeah, I did.
All right. I'll probably forget all that kind of stuff. So, all right. Any questions about character creation? We good? All those things you get in your inventory, just be creative with how you use them. Some of them might have stats, so they might say like D6, bulky or whatever. And then it's an item, you can just use it like a weapon. Otherwise, if it's just then just use it however you think you can creatively use it. I am completely open to like nonsense, so anything you want to do is fine. And
have a
then
gun.
what's up?
I have a gun.
It's probably
An escalation.
you got rocks. Oh god.
I have the tax man's pistol.
Wait, which one of you has the rocks?
I think Simon. Simon has the rocks.
I want different voices for all of your characters, Jeremy, please. Every one of them has to be different. Oh boy, we got more. Is that a complication or is that for them, Adam? Those 300 bits.
Writing notes to myself.
Hope it's a complication.
Okay, because I have a couple of those ready to go too. All right, so then the last thing I want to do really quick is everyone roll a D100. Whoever gets the lowest, we're gonna pick your group as the people we're in debt to. Heritage at 17 is what I see. So is the lowest so far. Okay. Okay.
Make that a 70 because I.
All right. Yeah. No worries. So Ashley, who is and I guess that. No, wait. Ashley, you're Heritage, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it worked out perfect then. You are the youngest, and you did roll the lowest. So who are you all in debt to?
I can't really read it because I don't have my glasses,
Oh,
but
boy.
I want to say Bastionland Free Press Council.
Okay.
Uh,
What was your
we
number?
have
I'll
a-
look it up for you.
Oh God, I closed it. 42, I want to say.
42.
I'm the rural tax collector. We have a shared subscription to a local newspaper delivered daily to a personal box nearby, but we're 10K in debt because of it.
Bastionland Free Press Council is indeed who you are in
Because my
debt to.
eyes are telling me it's bastard, but
It's Bastionland. Okay.
Bastionland.
Yeah, I'm not the only
Give
one
me a
that can't
southern
read
drawl,
that.
please. Help me.
Thank
Help
you
me
very
mimic.
much, Captain Cry, and I will indeed have fun with that. Oh, fantastic.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh no.
oh
I have
goodness.
instilled the rage.
I like how Karayan, by the way, pointed out that it was Ashley who killed Biggie and not me. I'm just an instrument, right? You know,
Leave it.
you know,
Some would say I am also just a meat puppet.
there's not gonna be a lot of meat in this one, which is weird because that's in a lot of my stuff lately. But no. Okay, so we've got that down. All right, let's get going then. So, right. So you oh no, I think crying just threatened me.
No. Oh my.
Come into my house, gonna kick my
Adam,
dog.
I'm sorry, forgive me.
All right, so everyone's together. You guys all know each other. Okay, you all owe money. You owe so much money, and you're so afraid of the Bastionland Free Press Council, who are notorious goons, ruffians. They send paper boys after you, but they're not just paper boys. They're not like little kids. They're literal giant wads of paper, like these mockery creatures that come after you, paper golems that just cut you up with tiny little paper cuts and things like that until you pay them. So you guys have been hiding out for some time over in one of the lower boroughs, one of the kind of poorer parts of the massive sprawling metropolis that is Bastionland. You've been hanging out in a place known as Whale Spit Harbor. You've been living within a partially capsized, partially beached yacht by the name of the Southern Cross. And you have been doing this not because it's a nice place to stay, but because it's an affordable place to stay, and it does cost money for you to stay there. There are no free rooms, no free lunches within Bastion, and you have been staying there and your landlord is a man by the name of Loggins. You know him. He's not an unkind man. Big bushy beard, well groomed and combed hair. He insists on being called Admiral, and so everyone who stays there, including yourselves, often call him Admiral Loggins. You know that he has a small little mockery of a furry creature. You're not sure what it is. It might be a hamster that also wears a sailor outfit. And when I say sailor, I mean like kitschy Halloween costume sailor, not like I was professionally in the Navy sailor. And this little figure that sits on his shoulder constantly mimics the exact movements that Admiral Loggins does. His name is McDonald. That's who he's referred to as. Now, recently, the month is up. You owe rent, and none of you have the money to pay. And so you're on the verge of being kicked out of your wonderful homes, your soggy beds, your slightly tipped over yacht, by Admiral Loggins. But you have the good fortune of just happening to be around one evening when Loggins is looking for somebody to do a job and to do it fast. Because according to his coxswain Messina, there is going to be a very interesting and time-sensitive experience tonight within Whale Spit Harbor. And that is that the tide is going to get incredibly low, which will allow the sunken portions of the city that Whale Spit Harbor currently covers to once again peek up out of the surface. And there is one location that Admiral Loggins is very interested in you all ransacking, because there's a particular item he wants. And he wants you to go to the Drowned Lady Opera House. And he wants you to find the main chandelier in the main performance hall and to bring it back. And so we just had that conversation where all the basic details were provided, and now we're in the bowels of this Southern Cross tipped over. It smells like fish, salt, and sadness. All of you are there sitting on various degrees of waterlogged furniture, and you have Admiral Loggins in a sailor uniform, a tiny furry hamster in a sailor uniform on his shoulder, and a tall, kind of gray-skinned looking alien creature that almost looks like a strung-out angel named Coxswain Messina, who is staring at you all and seeing if you're willing to accept and if you have any questions.
Are we supposed to get this chandelier out of this sunken area on a low tide into this not sunken area without getting drowned?
You see, that's why we like you the best, Otto. You speak plainly. You go there, you get the chandelier, you bring it here. That's simple, easy, no problem. And I tell you what, if you do it, matey, if you go and you fetch this thing, not only will I let you stay here rent-free for the next 2 months, I'm also going to give you, we'll say, 10% of your debt off of Bastionland Free Press Council. We know what bastards those Bastards can be.
Oh, wow, that's a great deal.
And that's why we don't like you, because you scare us. You just pop out of nowhere. We don't know where you're at. You're always hiding in little things.
Yeah, Theodore, tell him to shut his stupid mouth.
Alvin says that you're being dumb.
I heard what he said. Oh, you're talking to that one. Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
It's okay. Now, I don't have a dinghy to give you. I don't know how you're going to get out there. It's not all the water that's coming out of Whale's Spit. It's just part of the water. You're still going to have to find your way out there. I'm not going to do it. If I could do it, if I wanted to do it, do all the work, why would I be paying you all to do it? So, you're going to have to find your own way out there. Boats, water skis, flying ship, whatever you want. Prayer, I don't know.
Living on a prayer sounds fun.
Maybe we could get a walrus, and I didn't think this through. I'll come back to that.
I see where you're going with this. Now, I've got to warn you, though, this is very time sensitive. Not just because, matey, that the tides are going to be going back up early in the morning, but because you're not the only fools who are going and rushing out for the treasure. You see, Crosby is heading out there, and his 2 stupid thugs. You know who they are. Stilts and Nash. They might even brought their young little friend with them, the Canadian one. I don't know, it's some sort of strange village way out in deep country. But they're headed there too, and if they get there first, you can bet your britches that they're gonna take that chandelier, and you know what's gonna make you all homeless. Beach bums. Do you want to be a beach bum in Wales Spit Harbor? No, you don't. That's the answer to the question.
What if we let them get it and then we ambush them on the way out? We let them do all the hard work.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Let me just wait and bonk them.
Well, the good master, Sir Reg Tentinel, my former person I served, he always said, don't be afraid of doing hard work. And I wasn't, no matter how many folds he had.
I'm sure we can find a boat that someone just forgot to tie up and just borrow it for the evening.
Yeah, borrow.
Then we can clean it.
I like cleaning.
We'll leave an IOU just in case we don't make it back.
That works for me.
That's good. I know those letters.
Let's see what
Feeling's
we
bad.
can find.
If you're gonna look for a boat to steal, I don't want to hear nothing about it. You hear me, mateys?
You
Instead,
want us to steal a chandelier? But
it's
you
not
have
stealing if it's
problems with
already
us?
sunken. What's wrong
Oh,
with
okay.
ya?
So if something's underwater, you can take it. I understand now.
Well, it's
Oh.
not gonna be underwater when you go there.
So then
Well,
it is stealing. Because
So
No,
if
would
it
it's
be
called
goes
reclamation.
underwater and then comes back, you can take it. So like, if you dunk somebody under the water, then you can take their stuff.
Their lives.
That's what it sounds like. We
I
just
only
need to
heard
sink
half
the
of what you
boat
said.
first.
You can do that.
marine law.
If you're really looking for a boat, there's a couple places you could go. You could go out on over to the last bend. This is really serious music. I don't think this conversation warrants such melodramatic.
Here for a second, I thought this was the actual plan.
And he pulls out the gun and shoots you. He says, if you really are struggling to find one, you could always go over to the last bend, find the canal whalers. Maybe you could bribe them, beat them, steal them. But they got rowboats aplenty, they do. But be careful, they're also an ornery bunch. And then, if that doesn't work, well, you can always go down to the dump shore. There's only one place, they say, that's shittier than here in Wales Spit Harbour, and that's the dump shore. And I can guarantee you, with great certainty, MacDonald here saw it earlier today. There's a tugboat just sitting there ready for the picking.
Like that idea.
Yeah.
And if it's the shittiest place there, maybe they'll have pickles too.
One can hope.
There's no pickles in Bastion that aren't worth just taking a nice long walk and grabbing small little tangent, because they're delicious. The vinegar really brings them home, the pickling. So anyway, you've got till dawn. At that point, if you're not out of the upper house by dawn, you're probably going to stay there for the rest of your miserable lives.
Do they charge rent?
There's no one there but the ghosts, the cursed folk who were there when the waves came in and took all the shitty streets of Whale Spit District and sunk it under.
I want to be a shitty ghost.
Well,
You're halfway
keep
there,
talking.
friend.
So anyway, you have
Go
two
get
options.
that tugboat.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go salvage something.
it's a very curious voice you used there. Which one are you?
Oh, I'm Simon. I'm the brains here.
You sounded very mischievous. I like this one.
Oh, no. I'm just, I like to look for opportunities. That's all.
Coxswain, get me a machete. Let's see if we can cut this one loose from the other two.
Thank you. That'd be great.
And the alien's like, I'm sorry, we don't have any machetes. That's all
Well,
he says.
the stupid one over there's got knives, but he's not willing to do it.
That would be rude.
And Wexler just sort of hides the machete that she has behind her and kind of backs out towards the tugboat.
No, I am roll. Before I go, have you got a box of matches or anything like that?
A box of matches. What do I look like to you? A matchbox salesman? I actually
You look
was.
like a smoker.
That's true. I do like a good pipe.
Roll a charisma test. So basically on your character sheet, save tests sort of used interchangeably. So if there's ever kind of if there's we ever don't know, I ask you to roll usual stuff. You got to roll under. So you just click on your charisma thing on your character sheet. You should roll.
Dang.
He says, "You're already into me for way too much as it is. That matchbox will put you way too far. Go find your own matches. Or rub two sticks
I'll give you a
together.
pair of slippers for it.
I have no need for your slippers. I got these slick boots. Take a look at them. They're great and frilly at the top.
Well, sir, if they're slick, I could clean them for you.
No, I kind of like them slick. You know, shiny like.
Hmm.
Now listen. Are you gonna go get that darn chandelier, or are we just gonna sit around talking about my boots and his matches?
Boots and matching, boots and matching, boots and matching, boots and matching.
Heritage and Wex are already walking off together.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Meanwhile, the procession of like triple slapping starts.
So you guys head towards Dumbshore. Is that where you're going? You're going for the tugboat? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Dumbshore is a little south along the shoreline. You have to pass by these kind of small, like tiki restaurants where you see there's like a bunch of like washed up beachcombers that are just hanging around and watching some small little like theater service on the street. And when you descend down like the boardwalk area into the Dumbshore, like you are hit just overwhelmingly with the scent of everything foul you've ever thought could possibly smell so foul. If any of you were born or raised in the sewers, you would feel quite at home as you look around and you can see that just massive piles of trash, bloated carcasses of various spit whales and other fish and creatures, seaweed that's draped over top of all of these little shipwrecks and washed up pieces of debris. You can see that there's a good 24 people out here that are moving around throughout between these giant piles. Some of them are diving into the piles themselves and going through the trash. Others are carrying these makeshift metal detectors and wandering around with kind of coconut ears over their on the sides of their heads, listening for something. What do you guys want to do while you're here?
I think we have like the best diversion ever in our group of triplets that just fight about something and everyone's can watch.
So yeah, Theodore starts getting a little hangry. He's like, he starts like digging through the water to try and find some clump of seaweed that may be edible. Damn. Simon, could you tell that idiot that he's going to get himself sick? He's going to get all of us sick. He says you shouldn't be eating that.
He's fine. I can do what I want. He's not the boss of me.
So yeah, they'll just start being loud, obnoxious, uncoiling seaweed from some partially separated body.
Roll a luck test. On your character sheet, you'll see a luck button. So it's not about skill. It's just about luck. You can roll that.
Okay.
Okay. So basically in Bastion, whenever you roll D6s like that for lucks or encounter tests or anything like that, but 1 is the worst possible outcome.
Perfect.
So as you go up to this big pile of of seaweed, and you think it's kind of covering over top of what you think might be a rowboat, you're not sure, and you're just kind of peeling to the side of it, you don't notice that what was a rowboat, and you were not wrong, is a hull, suddenly moves. And you see, as it does so, this whole carpet of seaweed moves with you, and it kind of shakes almost like a dog in a way, and you see the seaweed kind of flail all over the place. And then suddenly rearing up in front of you, you see a rock lobster that's about 6 or 7 feet long. It's got these long antennae that are about like 10, 12 feet long, and you can see that it's got little barbs in them here and there, barnacles that have dried, and they start whipping and flailing around. And so as you are searching through them, this thing will go ahead and will actually try to take its little piercing tail as you see coming up from the other side of the boat. And
Rock lobster!
Yeah. So again, Bastionland, we don't roll to hit. We just roll for damage. So you guys are watching Huey, Dewey, and Louie, Alvin, Theodore, Simon, as they're going through this debris, and then suddenly that debris moves and snaps out at them. So The rock lobster is going to attempt. Is going to do some damage with its tail, I think.
Perfect. I deserve it.
Okay. Does 9 points of damage to you.
Oh god.
Oh my gosh.
So I have 3 hit points.
And how much strength?
Okay. So what happens now is you take 3 points of damage off your HP, and the difference goes into your strength.
Okay, so I've got 2 strength left.
Okay, now you need to roll a strength save,
Oh no.
which means you have to roll a 1 or a 2. Okay. And so basically this is the equivalent of being broken, and that like the only thing you do is crawl and scream. That's it. You can't do anything. So you guys want to just
God.
That's
So like Simon is dragging his other 2 brothers.
yeah. Yep. And so this tail, this like sharpened tail, comes up from the out one side of this broken boat. And I put this here because of Karai, and he threw the points out. So we put a rock lobster this early into it, and it lunges down. And you all see one of the 3 urchins get impaled. What do you all want to do now?
Do we see any butter nearby?
Butter?
Yes.
Butter.
I'm gonna eat it.
No, I don't think so.
Not on this nasty beach.
I'm not sure if you'd want to eat the butter that you would get from these piles anyway. Ugh.
I would like to grab out my kukri and see what I can do with this lobster.
Okay, so remember how combat works in Bastionland is that everybody kind of declares who you're attacking, and if you get whoever decides that they want to attack this thing or try to help him, all of you would roll your damage at the same time, and whoever gets the highest result is how much damage it's done. So you don't add it together; it's just whoever has the highest die. You don't have to just do that. You can just be creative with it. There's no specific abilities or stunts, but you can make shit up. So if there's other stuff that you want to do, just say what it is you want to do. And if it sounds like a roll might be required, then we call for a roll. If it sounds like it would work no matter what, then it works. And so we go from there. Simple
Should
enough.
I call the kukri an axe? Like a 1d6?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So you guys see this. You guys all see your conjoined urchin twin friends have been impaled by the tail of a rock lobster that has been living inside of a seaweed house. What would you like to do?
While I'm looking for butter, I will find a very, very old and extremely stale cheddar biscuit from Red Lobster, and I'll put that in my sling and hurl it at the lobster.
Okay. You think at first, is this a rock? No, it's not a rock. There's too much texture, and you
It's
realize
a cheddar bay biscuit.
Yeah, you can still smell the cheddar. Okay, so Chuck's attacking. Who else is attacking? Chuck and Melissa, I think, are both attacking.
I want to spray it in the face with my fire extinguisher. Distracted.
Okay, perfect. So that's the type of thing where like you can do that, and so I think what it'll end up having to do on its turn is I'll probably have it do a dex save to see if it's able to do anything, or I'll make it what's called impaired, which means any attacks it does are really minimal damage. Ashley,
I stabilize Alvin, Simon, Theodore. Maybe drag them out of.
you want to try to drag him away?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's fine. So I'm gonna say Ashley as Heritage, roll a strength save to see if you're able to pull him away and off. 20 equal to or under 10. You're pulling and you realize you might actually be doing more harm than good as the tail is impaled on one of these 3 urchins, and you're yanking hard, and all you hear is as it's just carving into the torso of this poor group of.
Yeah, that's what you get, you idiot. This is your fault.
He's just here. I'm sorry.
Jake, you go up and you spray the fire extinguisher, no problem. That goes off. And so I think what I'll do is Chuck and Melissa, go ahead and both roll your damage die, and then I'll let you guys have a D4 bonus to your damage after that. So go ahead and just roll your normal damage. All right, so Wexler's 5 will carry through. Chuck, roll a D4, and we'll say because it's so distracted from all of the smoke now, it's going to do 9 points of damage to this thing. So I'm going to go 5 plus the D4 bonus, which means you guys walk up, hack away at this thing, and then you pull back on your sling and you fire it right as the smoke and stuff piles up from the fire extinguisher, and you hear and you're pretty sure you got one of those eyes as one of the antenna just flops down. Okay. Next round. You guys can all actually go. There's no reason why you guys wouldn't be able to go before it, because that's kind of it's weird. Like I said, initiative's kind of weird. Like unless there's an obvious reason why you wouldn't go before the creature, you just go before the creature. And so the creature got a surprise round off basically because bad things happen. So this thing has taken some damage, but it hasn't fully fallen. So let me actually roll a strength save for it. Okay.
Ooh-wee.
Yeah. So there's a lot of smoke around, but I guess, Jeremy, your characters would know that it's not squirming as much as it was a moment ago. Whatever you guys did seemed to have kind of flattened it or settled it a little bit. So what do you guys want to do? There's still that carbon dioxide smoke all around.
Throwing the fire extinguisher at it.
Okay. I love it. So you're just going to chuck the fire extinguisher in there. All right. Ashley, are you still trying to pull him out?
Can I shoot his fire extinguisher?
Oh.
Ooh.
Absolutely, you can.
Okay.
Throw the fire
I
extinguisher.
try.
Okay. Oh yeah. So I think I'm gonna have. Okay, so Chuck, you're at range still. You're still using the slingshot, so you're fine. Could I have? I'm gonna need both. I'm gonna need the kids and the and Wexler to roll dex saves.
Okay.
All right.
Pass.
Okay.
Nope. I'm dying.
You're gonna be walking around with. You're gonna be one urchin with 2 dead urchins.
2 dead bodies.
So Jake hurls the extinguisher inside. Ashley pulls out the gun and fires. It explodes, fragmenting metal everywhere, which absolutely destroys the lobster. Wexler, you're able to dodge out of the way just fine. But the second urchin just ruptures. Ashley, roll a d4 for damage. This is how much damage you do for this
Do you
explosion.
want me to do my gun or the D4?
No, just do a d4 because you're blowing up the thing. Oh, gosh. Oh, what? Only 1 point of damage. You're still alive.
I'm still alive.
You take 1 point of damage as this rock lobster has been dealt with and is kind of crawling out into the waters now slowly. This like horrible, stinchy, nasty, toxic water. You still have your urchin fella here, and so now you can go ahead and do the stabilization, which is fine. We just say you do it. But you do, I would say, Chuck and Wexler and hang on, I got your names. Otto, Wexler, and Woolridge. You see this like broken boat that's sitting on top of the back of this rock lobster, like it's wearing a coat. It's like slithering out into the water in case you wanted to try to grab it for it left, or if you just want to let it go, it'll go.
Whoa.
We need the boat.
Boats.
It's a broken wooden boat. This isn't the tugboat. Like, you guys know you were looking for a tugboat.
Well, let's not let this opportunity pass us by. I'll go try and pull the boat off of it as it crawls away.
Okay.
I'll help.
All right. So I'll say both of you roll strength saves. Only one of you would need to pass. Both of you do.
Both did.
As it dives into the water, you grab onto this like little canoe boat, hold on to it, and this thing rips off the back, and you now have a small rowboat as this thing disappears. So one of you can go ahead and put a rowboat into your inventory. You don't have any oars, and it's not very big, and you know the chandelier is big, but this is definitely a good start.
The start.
Get us there.
Mm-hmm.
Did any of the lobster meat come off with the rowboat?
Roll a luck test, Chuck. Yeah, Chuck.
Fork it.
You got
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. You got 2 pieces of lobster meat.
Snacks, everyone.
And I'll say, so 2 pieces of lobster meat. 1 piece will restore, we'll say, a D4 of an attribute. So if you've taken attribute damage and you eat one of these, you can restore 1d4 worth of attribute damage.
I'm just gonna go up and very soothingly hand feed it to Simon. There, young master. Open your little mouth for me.
You're not
Here
gonna
it
open the
is.
mouths of the dead bodies and then just like soothe it down the throat.
No, I'm going for the live one because I want it to be even creepier. Then I'll slowly massage your throat.
Oh my god, you're
And
so
my
nice.
friend.
What is happening? I've never been treated so kindly in all my life.
You're a
This is the
wonderful
best day of
little
my life.
master.
Oh, okay.
Then I'll
I like
feed
you,
you the
Mr.
other one
Rich.
too. Now, don't get inappropriate with me, young sir. We have a very strict servant-master relationship here.
Oh God. Can I
All right.
look for the tugboat?
Yes, you certainly can. Please do.
I rolled both, and I got a 3.
Okay. So you can restore 3 points of a lost attribute there, Jeremy.
I'm up to 4 strength
Okay.
now.
But your HP, if you rest, which is like basically a 10-minute breather, essentially, which you could easily do now, you can get all your HP back.
So Simon will
Take a
slowly
minute.
like lurch one way to lump one dead brother,
Oh,
and then
God.
lurch to slump the other dead brother forward.
Should I just
Ooh.
kill you to get you a new character
This is
in?
fantastic.
No,
They're like
we need
they're
to.
floaters. You can
I got
just
this.
kick with.
Theodore
need
was
to
always a really
find-
good swimmer.
We need to find some sticks and some rope, and I can have little marionettes of you two.
Oh wow, we never were good at playing with each other when they were alive, but now they'll be my best friends.
We could rig him like a marionette thing so he can use their arms as like weapons.
I love it.
You know?
Yeah.
We have plans, Jeff. All right.
Just
What do I
awful.
need to look for this
Horrible
tugboat?
Okay. Yeah, you look around and you notice, we'll say that probably about 100 yards out into this nasty, grimy, disgusting, polluted water, you can see that perched atop of some kind of rocky islet, you can see that there is indeed a tugboat that's just there. Yeah, it's dark out, so you can't see it all that well, but there's the moon's out, so you do see its contours, but it's not moving, and you can see it dipped up onto the side.
Let's take our canoe and paddle out there.
I have the equivalent of a flashlight because I have ghost mushrooms that glow whenever it's near someone that was just killed, and we just had people that were killed, and so now I have a glowing mushroom flashlight.
Okay. All right.
That
It's
is
lovely.
All right.
I like it. Can I look for like something to use as a paddle or oars in the trash heaps?
Roll a luck test.
5.
Oh yeah, sure. You find what look like tennis rackets, but in fact, like instead of there being like cross strings, it's more just like a big paddle. It might be like a fraternity initiative type thing. But yeah, you grab those, a couple of them.
Let's get the paddling.
All right.
It's so wonderful. I didn't even have to cringe when I said it that time. Dear Master Reg Tintinol, I've said enough.
All right. So
All right.
you guys
I'll put
crawled.
my twins' arms down in the water.
Oh
and
my
just
god.
start rowing.
Are they actually dead?
I mean,
Oh god.
why not?
Yeah, I think it's great. It's consistent.
Just using his brother's arms.
It's consistent with the view of orphans that we often subscribe to for some reason. Okay, so you guys get into your boat and you start rowing out. You get your fraternity paddles and you're rowing. And at a certain point, you can no longer really see the water. You're just sort of pushing trash and debris all over the place. And at one point, you see something moving, and it's not your own boat. It's something else. You just see there's this big, large patch of trash that just seems to be coursing and cutting through all the others, and it seems to just kind of be pacing and circling around this boat, this tugboat. Can't make out what it is exactly.
I tell you, it's a walrus.
Can we say that we have some of that kelp that we can try to drop in the water and see if it changes its course at all?
Okay.
I think there was a little bit left in Theodore's mouth. I'll get it right now. Here you go.
So you dig into Theodore's mouth, and yeah, you're right. There's quite a bit. It's a little slimy.
He died for it, but I'm pretty sure he'd be okay with you having it.
Throw it out into the water. And let me see. Yeah, you do sense a slight change in its movement. It starts to pause as it circles around again. Looks like it's about to go towards you, but then thinks better of it and continues back on its path, just kind of circling around this islet.
It's fantastic news, friends. I was worried that it was a vegetarian.
Do we have anything else to keep it off its path for a little longer so we can go get the boat?
I have a fantastic idea. I'll need to borrow your kukri.
Go right ahead.
I will take the kukri and I will cut off Alvin's thumb
Okay.
and toss it in the water.
So you cut off
Should have
Alvin's
cut off a
thumb.
pinky. A thumb's so much more useful. Come on.
Well, okay, I'll cut the pinky off too and throw them
No,
both
no,
in the
no, no,
water.
no, no, no.
Just cut all the
That's okay.
fingers off.
Just, I like to you saying like one last time, Alvin.
And he just curls up his brother's hands into a thumb up.
We can do this.
Just squirts. Okay. And you put it on the kukri and you're using it like a fish hook? Or no, you just cut it off and you threw it in there.
We cut his thumb off because
Okay.
it's not a vegetarian, so we can distract it with meat.
So you watch as this time, as it's circling around, and you threw I'm assuming you threw the thumb a ways away, and you can see it start to course. Now it's actually pulling off its course at this point, going in its direction. You have momentary time to be able to try to paddle as quickly as you can to get to the boat.
Got another idea. Give me the kukri.
Just passing the kukri around.
I'm gonna cut off one of the triplets' heads with shrapnel in it and throw it into the water.
Oh, that escalated.
Okay. So you're just putting like all sorts of little pieces of metal and stuff in it?
Well, I mean, it's got
Conjoined.
shrapnel in it already, so
Right,
it's
that's
gonna be
true.
like eating a metal Cheerio.
Okay,
right?
and you
We're
like
killing
a-
Simon.
plunk it into the water.
No, it's Alvin. Alvin's already dead.
They're conjoined.
It's okay. It's mostly numb.
Oh God.
It's kind of like phantom pain. I'm aware of it, but it's kind of impersonal. It's really weird. If you could do a little less, if you could do more of a solid jump and a little less of the sawing, it'd be really appreciated.
Well, if this damn thing had teeth, I could saw it off real fast.
Yeah, I know.
Would you,
Get a little woozy.
would you like to kiss your brother goodbye before we throw him in?
Yeah, okay.
You take 1 point of damage from the shrapnel and you die. Oh, no, you're fine. You chuck it in. You throw the head in. It bob, splash, pops up and down a little bit, and then it just sits there. And you can see there's a thrash over towards where that whatever creature was going towards the thumb now thrashes, turns, and kind of goes after the head now. What are you guys doing while it
paddle.
happens?
Hurry up and get on
Okay.
the tugboat.
Okay, I want 2 people to roll strike saves for this. Whoever's paddling.
I
I
can
think I'm
paddle.
gonna take a
Not
break, you
me.
guys. I'm sorry. I'm a little tired.
I got a
Gotta get some
6.
kelp on that neck. Yeah, there we go.
But
Just to break
We
me
need
too
one
old to
more.
switch. I mean, I kind of got broken when Jeremy rolled conjoined triplets. Like, it's all just been. I mean, jeez, the gift that keeps on giving. Okay, we need one more person. So yeah,
who
we'll.
else is buff?
Not
Who-
buff.
Otto, paddle.
Okay, yeah. Come on.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. It's a little slow going.
Going circles.
You kind of start. You're struggling to get your direction and so like definitely Woolridge's years of being a servant have given him strong hands and forearms. I guess I don't know, and a little more difficult for Otto. But more than once you kind of go off the path and you have to veer back, and it's at that point when you're just about like 10 feet away from the rocky islet, you suddenly feel a bump underneath the boat as you just kind of get rocked a little bit. And all your paddling to try to move forward is halted. Something is holding on to you.
It's fine, friends. I've got this. Excuse me, Mr. Walrus. We are all made of squash.
You guys, as you watch Woodleridge turn to try to talk to the walrus, you watch emerging suddenly from the water. You see this very large rock lobster, but it seems to have these 4 metal boxes on its back, all with like these big bright eyes. You guys would recognize these as the heads of fairly common machines that wander about. Like they sometimes leak out from the underground, and they're just kind of sitting on top of it. And you realize it's not an actual creature, but more like some kind of weird amalgamation of a machine, as these long metal antennae start to whip and flash around. I need all of you to roll a dex save to see if you get to act before it. It's a mech rock lobster. That is exactly correct. Okay. Let me know who failed.
I made
Heritage
it.
failed.
How does it happen?
Succeed.
All I need is know who's failed. Everyone who passed, you can go. And anyone who failed, you have to go after the mech rock lobster. So all of you but Heritage managed to pass. What do you all want to do? You're about 10 feet from this islet, and your boat's no longer moving.
I'm
Going to-
jumping.
I'm going to scold this thing for not being a walrus.
I'll
How
jump.
dare you, sir? How dare you? I was expecting a walrus. You have no mustache. No mustache at all. Where's your push broom, kind sir? Nowhere.
So as you're
feelings.
scolding, you guys hear a and you look, and Theodore's head suddenly begins to move. Jaw kind of unhinged, half of its face covered and just shredded with shrapnel, eyes doing that kind of pale white thing going on.
Hey guys.
Looks over towards Simon, who's still alive, and then ignores you and instead turns towards the nearest person. I'm going to roll a d4 as to who that might be.
Oh.
It's going to be Heritage, as
Oh.
the conjoined twin of Theodore, who is now apparently risen as a zombie, lunges at Heritage and tries to take a bite out of you. And so it's going to do... I'm just going to make this an impaired... because it's stuck to other people. Take 2 points of damage, Heritage, as it has now started to gnaw on your arm.
Hey.
I'm really sorry. He's normally not like this. He's not him when he's hungry. Maybe I
Okay.
shouldn't have taken the seaweed out of his mouth.
And then Woodleridge, go ahead and make a charisma test.
Yes.
See if your scolding has any actual effect.
Yes.
That's essentially a natural 20. So yeah, okay. All right. We'll resolve that in a moment. What are the rest of you doing? So this is everyone other than Heritage can go right now.
Outside of my scolding?
Yeah,
I
you
would
can if
just-
you can move still. Like if you wanted to move and scold, that's fine.
No, I'm just going to scold it more.
Okay.
I'm still booking it.
Okay, so you just jump into the water and start swimming. No
Yep.
problem. Yeah, no problem. It seems to be held in place, like as if it's really starting to think about what it's doing right now and who it is. It's like it's having an existential crisis. Why am I not a mech walrus? Why am I a mech rock lobster?
Yes, you should think about that, young sir.
And you just see all sorts of blinks and flashes coming from the various heads on its back as it's calculating its existence. Melissa, what is Melissa and hang on. Got Alvin, Simon, Theodore, and Wexler. What are you all doing?
Wexler's gonna follow Otto.
Okay, so you hop in the water, and you two jump to the water and swim. It's not that far away, and you manage to very easily get to the rocky islet. And you are it's a little slippery and gross and stinky, but you're on here and safely out of the boat and out of the water. What does Alvin, Simon, and Theodore do?
Well, I've got some rocks that I'm gonna shove in Theodore's mouth because he apparently is hungry.
Okay.
Maybe he can shatter some of his teeth. Just keep him occupied while I start swimming and hope I don't get dragged down to my untimely death by my 2 dead brothers.
Okay, so you pick up a rock and you try to jam it into Theodore's mouth. Roll a d6 for damage.
Okay.
And at this point, I'm just turning Theodore into like an NPC, so I'll just handle it. Okay, and so you look around, and there just happens to be a fairly large, chunky bit of like coral, like just stuck into the side of the boat. You grab it, and you just shove it right into its mouth, as it seems to be struggling now. As you manage to pull Theodore off of Heritage, then you hop into the water and you start to slowly paddle into or sink to the ground. I don't know what happens. What do you?
Yeah, well,
you
it's sink or swim. Either they float or they don't. You know, you live or die 50-50.
Okay.
Or
And
maybe
then,
it's 33.33
oh dear.
in this case because it's like a third.
And then we've got both in the boat still, Heritage, who unfortunately hasn't got to go yet because she failed her deck save. And we've got Wilderidge, who hung back to scold this thing. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and make a charisma save for this, which is not going to be easy. And if it fails, I'm going to make its attack be at impaired, which basically just lowers the damage considerably. So, yeah, it has a charisma 2. So, well, 14 will not do it. And so instead it's going to attack with its antenna whip. So I was reading about rock lobsters. They don't have like the big pincers, but they have like really long, like whip-like antennae. And so that's what's going to attack you guys with. Make that 1d4. This is going to hit both of you as you're both still in the boat. You both take 1 point of damage.
I have 0 HP.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the cool things in the game is that if you have ever hit 0 HP on the dot, you take a scar. So based on how much damage you took 1 point of damage. Roll a d6. Ashley.
6.
Okay. You have a very horrible gash, and that's going to eventually scar along your hand. You also get to reroll your maximum HP on a d6 and keep the result if it's higher. So roll a d6. Is that higher than your maximum HP?
The same.
Okay, then you'll keep it. All right. But you fall into the boat, and only Wilderidge is here. And then it's Ashley. It is now your turn to act. You can crawl away, but you're swimming.
Can I swim?
You can, but I would say you'd probably be caught in the water. You probably wouldn't make it there.
Oh God. Okay. Do we still have some of the kelp, like in the boat?
Yeah, I would say we do. Actually, no, you're not broke. You didn't fail a strength save. You have your action. You can do your normal action.
Then
yeah.
I'm gonna swim.
Yeah. You hop in, cannonball, and then you just leave Wilderidge behind you. All right. Everybody, with the exception of Wilderidge, has made it across onto the rocky islet. Only Wilderidge is back, scolding this mech rock lobster for not being a mech rock walrus. And Wilderidge, do you want to continue that, or now that your entire party is left, or
realizing that I'm alone, I'm like, oh, wait for me, and I'll run after them.
So you run after, and you realize, like with the coyote running off the cliff that it's water, and you splash into the water and start swimming. The mech rock lobster just pulls the boat under you as you guys now have lost your rowboat, but have safely reached the rocky islet where this tugboat is now here. You can see when you get here that this tugboat is in relatively decent condition and that it doesn't look to have any massive breaches in the hull. But there are definitely some places along the railings and where there's been damage. Does anybody here have knowledge of boats? Anyone here, like, based upon your past lives?
I've stowed away on a couple.
Okay. All right. Roll a charisma test to see if you can do a little once-over of this thing.
Yeah.
You're very confident that this thing probably is capable of moving. The tricky thing is just going to be to get it off of the islet. You feel like once it's floating, you think it can move as long as there's gas in the tank, and you check, and there does seem to be. However, as you're moving about, you hear some noises coming from inside the tugboat. Stuff moving
right.
about.
A little
Maybe
good news,
it's-
bad news.
Maybe it's a walrus.
I sure hope so. I really want you to have that, sir. You deserve good things.
Thank you.
Get a nap for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so Wexler, Kukri, and Hand will go below.
Okay. So as you move below, you see that there are these, like, it's fairly dark down here, but you do have your glowing mushroom thing. And as you hold it up, you can see it reflecting off all sorts of different stuff. And you can see that in sort of the hold of this boat, there's just nothing but machine parts, like robot parts. There's like arms, legs, heads, and they're all kind of just moving about on their own here and there. Most are like super rusted and pretty foul, but some look to be in fairly decent condition, but they're just moving about. It's like the scene from Raiders of the Lost Ark with snakes, except think robot limbs.
So you're just gonna hear Wexler from down below. It's just gonna be like, dude, guys, come check this out. And like, she's just kind of standing at the ready with the kukri. That's a little much for
I'll go
one
check it out.
v
Yeah,
multiples.
okay. Are most of Theodore's teeth gone by this point, hopefully?
Yes. I mean, at this point, the rock is like lodged in its mouth, and you're pretty sure it's effectively working as a muzzle.
Oh, okay, good.
It's still kind of clawing out, but if you guys wanted, you could cut the tips of the fingers off pretty easily.
Who knows? Maybe we'll find somebody useful to throw him at.
Okay. Every now and then, the worst thing, it just kind of reaches out and kind of grabs, and you're like, no, and he's like, kind of looks down angrily at itself. But it really,
No means no. Bad touch, Theodore.
and it tries to reach over to the other side and grab the other dead. It's just like
Weirdest hug.
Okay. So.
I'll go down below.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you see all of these different like their limbs. Some of them, like there's a couple of heads. You start to have to sift through them.
Are there a couple heads?
There are a couple heads.
Oh, I want one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. You pick one
And
up.
then I want to stick it on the headless twin.
Okay. You go ahead and you walk up and you. So which one's the headless twin?
Alvin.
Yeah, Alvin's the one missing the head.
Okay, so you pick up this mechanical head, and you go and you just smash it right down like on like the neck stump. And as you do, you can see these little like slithery like pieces of metal just and just start to pierce like all the way into and around its neck.
is glorious.
You see
so excited.
in the back panel it just extends outward and it kind of digs down deep into like the spine, and you hear
Oh, that's invasive.
as it grinds down. I need you, Jeremy, to please roll 4 d6s.
Oh no. I'm doing it.
4 d6s. That was
Oh,
1
just,
d6.
oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I thought I misunderstood.
Mhm.
Like,
You rolled a 4 on a d6. That's close, right?
well, I was gonna do 4 individual d6s. I apologize.
All right. Roll 4 more d6s.
Okay.
Oh, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be great.
Things wonderful.
Okay, and then roll 2 d6s.
Okay.
I can't believe this is how this is.
Where?
working out.
How did we get here?
I have
first of
no
all?
idea. This is not.
I don't even know what's going on now.
Okay, so as you stick this thing on, like these strange like cords come out and dig into its body, and you can feel. I would say, Simon, you could still feel, like you said, it was like kind of ghost pain. You can feel ghost pain, but then you see like erupting out of like the shoulder, like it just explodes, and the arm flies off and lands on the ground, and those same long like metal slivering cords shoot out like rapidly, almost like a snake bite, and they latch on to one of the good-looking arms on the ground and just scoop it right up and attach it to like the shoulder slot. You look down and the leg kind of explodes out, which probably is very painful to you.
Oh God, that's not ghost pain.
And the same thing happens as it reaches out and pulls one of the legs up. You now have a cyber leg, a cyber arm, and you have a cyber head. You can go ahead and change your stats to 12 strength, 15 dex, and 3 charisma.
Good God.
As I wanna go over this. You have a zombie, a normal urchin, and a cyborg urchin conjoined together now.
Oh, this is amazing.
This is what you pick up.
I now have Theodore zombie in my notes. Alvin robot. Simon traumatized.
Oh God.
I think that's. Oh my God.
Oh, this hurts so bad.
It really did hurt very, very badly. And your limbs are just on the ground now.
Ah,
Ooh, free meat.
So
okay.
as you guys are looking around, you notice that there are there's 3 other kind of glowing like rusted destroyed pieces of machinery down here. You see there's one head, there's an arm, and there's a leg as well.
Well, first I want to collect Theodore's limbs.
Okay.
They might be important later.
You can put the leg in as like a 1d6 bulky weapon.
Nice. Orphan leg, 1d6.
Oh god.
I want to be a little sneaky, I guess, since no one else is capitalizing on this. And I want to try and attach one of the robot legs to Otto.
Oh, okay.
Like a third leg.
Okay. Where do you want to try to attach it to?
On the butt.
Yeah, his back. Like,
out of the mouth of babes. So
His butt. Okay. Both of you roll dex saves. So both Otto and Wilderidge roll dex saves. This is a contested. Whoever does it better. All right, Otto, you see suddenly Wilderidge is coming at you towards your ass with one of these legs, these machine legs. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna throw a slipper at him. No.
Okay. throw a slipper at him. Wilderidge, you can take a point of damage as you get smacked in the face with a slipper.
Who's just trying to help you out. It worked wonders for Master Reg Tentinel. It'd probably be far more socially appropriate than his third leg.
No. I'll pass. Although, well, you know what? Let's take it with us, just in case.
Like that. And then if we find a walrus, we can give it a leg.
And
Have a
all.
leg up in life.
Okay. So you take a machine leg, just put that in your inventory. There's also a machine head and a machine arm here.
I mean, now I've got a machine head. It's better than the rest.
We kind of glance at the leg or the arm, glance at Heritage, glance at the arm.
I'm not down there.
Oh, you're not down there? Then it's
No.
Wexler that I'm like, no, we'll save this one too.
Okay. All right.
So I now have a bag full of arms and legs.
Okay. Yeah, there's basically one good leg, one good arm, and one good head. So those are the three things. Everything else looks like rusted and busted and gross, but like those three.
I'll take the robot head, just to, who knows? Could come in handy. Why not?
A robot leg, an orphan leg.
If
a
anybody
robot arm, an orphan arm.
If anybody wanted a 1d6 bulky weapon, you can take a rusted robot leg, which is the only thing it's good for is hitting things with. But it's bulky. Okay.
Could throw the rusted ones out into the water to see if the rock lobster, if he's still there, if he wants them.
Okay. There's plenty down here. There's a ton.
Maybe he could turn himself into a walrus.
Yes.
A walrus with 100 legs.
So you guys start chucking these. I gotta stop saying chucking when Chuck's in the game. You guys start throwing these rusted machine limbs out into the water.
Let me know if you find any matches.
Roll a luck test, Otto.
When we throw all the parts out into the water, now you can make yourself a walrus and name yourself Justin.
You found, so as you're searching around, Otto, you found, not only did you find a box of matches, but you found a flare gun with 5 flares in it.
Oh, holy.
Oh, you got a fire gun.
Who else wants to do something?
After everything that's been going on down here, Wexler's like, I think I'm gonna go drive, and
Okay.
I'll see what the party looks like in a few minutes.
So
What is the damage on this flare gun if I were to use it as a weapon?
what I'll say is we'll call it a D6, but it'll be flammable. So meaning like if you find something else, meaning it'll tick on somebody as well.
Gotcha.
Or it could be used to ignite, igniting surfaces. Okay. You notice that like there's enough fuel in the boat. It's really just an issue of like getting this boat off of this rock. Like it's stuck on the rock right now. You guys could, the problem is like if you waited around for high tide to come around, it's going to be too late for you to get, because it's dry, because it's such low tide right now. This thing's kind of stuck on this rock. So it's just a question of how do you want to get it off there?
Could Robot Alvin attempt to make contact with Robot Rock Lobster and ask for assistance?
I mean, I don't see any reason not to try. That's a great idea.
Okay.
Wait, can we refer to him
All
as
robots know each other,
Roborphin?
right?
Roborphin.
Roborphin.
Okay, go, Roborphin. Use
Okay.
the power of heart.
So as you're talking through this plan, Theodore is still, and then Simon's talking, and then you just hear like robot voice. Theodore suddenly starts talking, something like that. You have control of it, by the way. Like he's freely yours to do with as you please. But he does in fact sound like a machine at this point. What is what is Robot Theodore?
That is an idiotic plan.
Alvin.
I do not talk to lobsters. They are beneath me. I am the alpha. I am the omega. I will crush this lobster. I think Roborphin is a jerk.
He's got 2 charismas.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
That's right. Yeah.
Your whole character has 2 charisma now, by the way, which makes sense.
Simon's annoying. Theodore's a zombie, and
Yeah.
Alvin is a.
I love how this escalated. It's beautiful. Roborphin, just push the boat off the rock.
Of course, I can do this. My strength is superior to yours, as well as my durability. Step aside, meatbag.
Okay. Well, they always say don't rock the boat, but this isn't the time.
Roll a strength save.
I mean, he's vain enough to think he can do it. Because Roborphin's a jerk. And apparently
moly.
he makes it.
You got it.
Witness my superiority.
It's a struggle at first, and eventually a little bit starts to go, and the sort of the slickness of the rock probably is helping you as you all watch. It's like this one hand, only one portion of the 3 conjoined twins is doing it. The other 2 are just kind of watching, probably, as like you just, and all of a sudden, swoosh, the tugboat gets into the water.
Wonderful. Quick, off to go rescue the glass walrus.
So all of you go ahead and get on, scramble on, I'm sure. You doing all right, Jeremy? Yeah. Who, you said you're driving, Melissa? Wexler's going to try to drive
Yes.
under the influence?
Yes.
Okay. Roll a dex save as you try to drive this boat out towards the drowned lady.
That's fair.
Okay. So you guys you guys are all in this boat, and you can definitely tell that Wexler has no idea what they're doing, as the boat is like constantly listing to the left, listing to the right. It's like doing the constant jerk stop, and you're getting splashed here and there. Oh yeah, we do have 3 rerolls.
We do have rerolls.
If you wanted to reroll
Yes.
it. Yep.
Yes, I do.
You're in charge of that too, the rerolls. Do you want to reroll?
Yes.
Go for it.
5.
Okay.
Pass.
All right, good. So yeah, and that's only for like the first maybe 50 feet. And then once she gets the handle of the controls, everything's kind of moving okay. And you kind of vaguely know where you're supposed to go. All of you have a general knowledge that there used to be like this whole even worse borough of the city than the one that you all live in. But then the ocean came and decided to put it out of its misery. And that's why you now have Whalespit Harbor. And you know that much like Alcatraz, kind of off the coast of San Francisco, you're kind of heading towards this little plot island area that kind of got sunken, and you're heading in that direction. 1 second. Let me just. Okay, you guys, as you're traveling there, and you eventually move past like the really nasty, garbage-filled, clumped-up dump shore, and you're into open water. We'll say who gets it. Let's see. It's not going to be... Okay, it's going to be Otto. Otto, you suddenly notice there's something swimming alongside the tugboat. You see what looks like a fairly large creature that's probably even bigger than the tugboat. It does not, unfortunately, look like a walrus. However...
with a mustache made of legs.
It does sort of like roll over a little bit, and you see flippers come up, and it aims its like blowhole at you, and then you see a spurt of water just splash out in your direction. Go ahead and roll a dex save there, Otto.
Oof.
So we'll say that Wilderidge and Heritage and whatever the hell we're calling Jeremy's character now, you all watch this as this huge burst, like this just giant gush of seawater comes flying over the side of the boat, and it hits Otto, and it's just like this massive gush. And then when the water recedes, You don't see Otto anymore. And moments later, you hear like Otto as he's fallen overboard. And you are now in the water. Otto, what do you want to do?
I'm going to fire a flare gun in the air. Help.
The perfect person. As you fire a flare gun, one of your shots goes up. And you guys look behind you, and you can see that there is Otto in the water. You can see exactly the trajectory. You got to turn all the way around. Wexler doesn't know this, and also there's this massive creature that you see that's kind of lingering near you, Otto. You don't know what it's doing, but it's there. What do you guys want to do?
They're a life preserver.
I've got this. Don't worry. I will give him a hand, and I will throw the orphan arm at him.
Okay, you throw the good orphan arm in the direction, no problem.
Oh no.
Ashley, there is in fact a life preserver, but the rope on it is just a little. It's just a little bit tattered, and you're unsure if it's gonna hold if you pull.
Could I tie some kelp to it?
Okay. Okay, you'll take some time getting that ropey kelp. Okay, so you take a moment to do that. So then what do you want to do there, Robo-Orphan? Rob Zomborphan? Oh, gosh. You're muted, Jeremy.
Sorry, that was me trying to stifle the zombie. Do we wish to defeat this creature, or... I don't know. Is there a harpoon on the boat?
Oh, what a great question. Yeah, there is. It's kind of old, much like everything else here. But yeah, there's one intact.
I will show you who the superior life form is, and I'll throw the harpoon.
Okay. So harpoon will have so go ahead and roll a d8 for damage.
At whatever, flashed its blow.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. The robot's a jerk.
Oh, no. So you throw the harpoon in its direction. This tattered rope is kind of attached to it as it flies through, and it sinks ever so slightly into the blubber of this whale as it hits, but it wasn't a particularly great hit. And then
you have
good.
Oh, nothing. I had a very inappropriate joke.
Well, go ahead then.
Now you have felt my little prick. Actually, that might have been Theodore's.
Yeah, that was worth it. It's definitely worth it. Wexler, what do you want to do?
Wexler's driving unless someone tells her to do something otherwise.
Okay. So you just continuing to go. Perfect. So then I think the whale will go next. Let me see how I want the whale to react. Okay. All right. The whale cycles around and goes towards the floating Otto. Otto, I need you to make a very important save.
Oh boy.
You can choose either strength or dex as you see the mouth of this whale opens up as it's trying to scoop you into it. Which do you prefer? You're trying to dodge it, basically. Just explain to me how. And then roll strength or dex.
I'd like to shoot a flare gun into it.
Okay, yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, go ahead and roll. I'll say roll a dex save.
All right. Ooh,
Do you
can
want
I
to
re-roll that?
Yeah, use the reroll. Yeah, use the reroll.
Thank you.
Just enough. As you fire the gun, rather than like you stand your ground, you don't try to swim away or anything like that. You just point and shoot, and the gun, you see the flare, and gets right in the eye. Ugh. Roll your d6 for damage.
All right.
And then it will tick. That's 4 points. What do you mean what happened to my hair, Adam? It's here. It's underneath a hat right now. Okay. So this thing now has a burning flare sticking out of its eye. And then it comes around to your guys' turns. The boat's still going. You guys are getting further and further away from where Otto is now being attacked by a spit whale. What do you guys want to do?
I still want to just throw
Okay.
the life preserver.
Okay, roll a strength save to see how far it goes. I'm just kind of curious.
5.
It's a pretty good throw, yeah. And we'll say it falls relatively close to, but not immediate close, as the boat's just continuing to go. So because of that,
Is it close enough that he could reach it with the orphan arm?
of course it is.
Could he hook it with the orphan arm?
Of course it is. Yeah, naturally. It's a perfect throw. Okay. What do the rest of you want to do?
Well, the whale's too far away for me to scold.
It's ridiculous scolding. Why aren't you a walrus? Because I'm a whale, man. Quit trying to change me, man. Let me eat this
Whale shit.
I will go
Whale,
inform our
whale.
driver. I regret to inform you, one of our members has fallen. Oh my God! Otto's dying! There's a whale! He tried to put him in his mouth, and he shot him, and my arm's in the water, but one of my old arms, not my new arm.
Did I throw? I think I only threw the thumb in the water earlier. So do I still have the pinky?
Yeah, I think you said you cut both, and you said you threw the thumb, and we threw the head, of course. So, yeah, we'll say you still have the pinky.
I'll use the pinky in my sling and attack the whale.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah. Roll your damage for your sling. That's fine. That makes
One.
sense. That makes sense.
It
Just
does.
fire. Just coursing through the air, the red light of the flare lighting everything up, waves splashing around this tiny little pinky, end over end, bloop, right against the thick blubber of the whale, and sinks into the water. Oh God! End scene.
Direct it.
You got him.
I just
Like,
hope
send
that
your
whoever the other
battleship.
group is watching this unfold and just nopes out.
So ridiculous. Okay, so Jake, what do you want to do?
I think I'll reach with the orphan hand to the flotation device and try to
Okay. Jake,
save.
take the urchin hand. You reach out, you hook it under, like the elbow comes under, and you just pull yourself there, and all of a sudden, you just start going because the boat's still driving, and you're just water skiing behind it, classic, hooked to a rope with an orphan arm that's connected by seaweed to a boat that you found on a rock, and you travel away from this whale. Oh my God. I'm going to see if the whale just turns around or if it chases you guys. Okay. It chases for a little bit to the point where you get a little nervous every now and then. It kind of snaps a bit at the heels of Otto as his legs are just flailing out behind him. But eventually, those of you who are on the boat, you see the whale and the big tail just kind of dip down under as it looks like it kind of gives up the chase. We'll say you pull Otto in, get him on board the boat, and you're able to make it the rest of the way to the.
But we don't make him surf the whole way back.
I don't do you? Do you let him make him surf? Okay.
Why not?
I think Heritage would,
We
unless
can't
somebody
quite
else
pull it
comes.
in.
We don't want it to break. You never know.
No, we need to bring him in.
If we waste our time bringing him in, we are likely to fail our mission. His
No.
life is secondary.
We need to bring him in because I would like that orphan arm back.
Yeah, I'd really like my arm back too, just for sentimental reasons.
Shh. Quiet.
Yes,
Only speak when
silent
spoken
idiot.
to.
Listen to your superior.
Ooh, I've never been called that before.
You are inferior to me, however, you are superior to that idiot.
I like this hierarchy. We're like chickens.
You just hear Wexler from the front because, like, the kind of last little bit there, she was like, "Is there something going on back there?" No.
No, everything's
Okay.
fine. There was a whale and a blowhole and a pinky and an arm, but
I
everything's great.
don't like the decision.
Oh man.
There's a bowl and a pinky.
Wexler's just driving along like,
Oh god.
glad everything's okay back there.
You probably need more drugs.
Yes,
Cheeks hurt.
I've got shrooms.
that's fantastic. Do you have truffles?
Just a packet of shrooms.
Well, truffles are mushrooms. Okay, never mind. Truffles later,
God.
then the butter.
Help.
No. So do we arrive?
So you arrive at this this island, and Otto is exhausted from having to water ski for the past half an hour. You pull him. He gets up to the side of this island, soaking wet, flare gun in hand, orphan hand in hand, and you guys have arrived. When you take a look at this place, the island itself is it's still mostly underwater, and so really you're kind of parking on the roof of some structure basically, or kind of finding a place to attach it. You crying, thank you, that's so generous. And then a xenomorph pops out of the hold.
Ooh.
Roll for initiative.
Can I attach the robot limbs to it?
Oh god. Oh god, that's horrible.
Oh, God.
Ah. Big E comes parachuting down from the sky. Okay. Just let me know what you want to do with those bits, Karian, and we'll figure out a way to make it work. So you guys look ahead. There's this ornate looking soaking structure. You probably only see about a third of it. The rest of it looks to be underwater, or at least partially underwater. We'll say just for the sake of moving it along, that Wexler, you probably did a circle around, and you saw that there's kind of like two modes, maybe. There are two ways you could potentially get in. It looks like one entrance from the east, one entrance from the west. The one in the east looks like it likely was the what's it called? I'm totally dumb. Hang on, let me read this really quick.
Fine job, Jeff.
I know. My own notes. I wrote this down. Why didn't it? Yeah, the one in the east looks like the main entrance to the place. Like it's kind of got ornate columns and stuff that have tipped and fallen down here and there. On the west, it looks to be where like the large amphitheater type structures were at some point. Those like scales and plates, if you think of like the Sydney Opera House or something like that, and they're sort of broken down, soggy at this point, patchy here and there. But you see some holes in the wall, so you can probably get in either way. So it's choice. You want to go in the main entrance, which you honestly could probably pull the boat into, or do you want to go in the back entrance? Which would
That's an easy.
Boat-sized.
Okay.
Boat-sized entrance
Okay.
We always go in the back.
for retrieval.
Wait a second. Chuck was saying you always go in the back door, and then Melissa was saying going in the front door with.
Do what Wexler says. It's smarter.
There were so many bad jokes going on right there. So many naughty things
She
happening
is
at
the
once.
one driving the boat.
Okay. So you drive in the main lobby until you can see that, or in the main entrance until you can see like there's like a mezzanine area, and then there's all these ornate staircases that dip down into water, and you're floating atop it on your boat as you throttle down, and you look for a place to sort of tie the tugboat off. You can see what looks like the soggy, destroyed, that's the word, like water stained like concession stands and things like that have long been empty. You can see that there's like exits that seem to flank out to like side balconies going off to the north and to the south. You also see behind some of the concession stands, there are like these sort of soggy stuffed animals. You can see that there are, oh God, what else is there? Yeah, that's about it. Let's just say that for now.
You said there's concession stands?
Yeah, there's like these old concession stands that are up on the mezzanine.
Any chance there's one that looked like it would be like a thing where you could get popcorn?
Yeah, you wander over and you can see there's this fairly ornate machine. It's covered in sludge, but you do see that there is the reservoir for the popcorn itself.
I don't care about the popcorn. Do they still have butter there?
You're looking for butter.
I'm still looking for butter.
Yes.
Oh, no.
The Opera House has a little
I'm
push
so
thing for
concerned of
butter.
why you need butter.
There are very, very old. There are some very, very old canisters of butter that you see here.
Yes.
Indeed,
Oh my
there
God.
are. I'll say
How many
you have
canisters?
3 uses of butter.
Oh,
Oh, that's fantastic.
But there also is a reservoir of popcorn that you see as well that looks to have somehow managed to withstand the pressure of the ocean, and it's just there. Who knows how old it is, but who cares? It's popcorn. It tastes like shit.
Well, that's what the butter's for.
That's fair. That's fair.
I got butter.
As you're digging through the shelves to find the butter, you do hear a voice suddenly peek up.
You know you gotta pay for that.
And you turn around, and on the shelf with all the soggy stuffed animals, you see there is this kind of octopus-headed creature with a very tiny, it's like got a body, but like it's got, a very short body with arms and legs, but it's got this octopus-like head. And you see it's wearing like this fancy tuxedo that is stained and covered in all sorts of cuts and little bits of dirt and seaweed here and there.
You gotta pay for that, you know.
Kind sir, so did your mother. And I'm going to walk off with my butter.
Okay, and you guys all hear, and you see a lightning bolt arc out from what apparently was a well-hidden gun that this tiny little creature has. And so I'm going to go ahead and just roll this damage really fast here. Take 5 points of damage as you feel a bolt of lightning just get you right in the ass.
That reduces my strength from 13 to 11.
Well, do your HP first.
Yep, I did.
Okay, now I need you to roll a strength save.
I 2 under 11.
Okay, so you manage to keep your footing. You don't fall, you don't break, but you feel an immense electrical burn in the right cheek of your ass.
Oh no.
Master Reg, I can't even remember the name. Reg Tentinol, is that you?
You guys turn around, and no, he's not. He's like,
You better pay for that.
and he's holding this two-handed, like, rusted metal cylinder from which you guys saw this electrical bolt come out. And you see like almost like he's got like churning butter. He's just go ahead and winding it up again. You hear, you guys all can do something.
While he's
apologies.
doing that, I want to throw like the limp, useless weight of Theodore onto him, and then use my robot arm to try and grab the gun.
Okay. Roll a strength save. Yeah, roll a strength save. We'll see if this works.
What's the worst that could happen?
I mean,
So many things.
we have a zombie
Yeah.
and a robot or urchin when we didn't have any to start tonight. So who knows? Okay, yeah. So you throw the weight of the zombie Theodore on top of it, and he's like, "Wah!" And he falls to the ground. Whatever this thing is goes scattering across you, and you reach down with your arm and you grab it. What are the rest of you doing?
I am going to snap a couple toes off of the orphan leg I have, and I would like to tuck that in his pocket. There you go, sir.
Okay, so he's laying on the ground, having just been assaulted by zombie Theodore, and you just reach down into his nice little tidy pocket. It's like a vest coat pocket, so it's not very deep, and you just doop doop.
Like what?
You
The hell am I
paid.
supposed to do with this?
It's currency.
Things
Don't
have
spend it all in
changed.
one place.
It has
How much is this worth?
at least 6 of these containers of butter.
It is worth the totality of your life. Now shut up.
Ooh.
Uh,
Ooh.
Chuck, roll a charisma save. See if you can get that lie across.
No.
got a reroll still. I think we got like two
We've got
more.
one.
And then Karayan gave us like a bunch, so we can.
That is true.
Yeah, so
I-
if you could freely.
Wait,
roll.
is the 10 for us or is that for just our
I don't know,
total
Karayan.
domination?
What's that? What was that 1,000 for? What do you want me to do with it? You tell me.
Just so we put it out there. I'm happy with failing this. I think it's fun.
Okay. So, yeah, that's fine. We'll say you fail, and he's like,
I don't think so. I want some real money, some silver or something else, something good. What do you got? What do you got? Get this thing off me, by the way.
Okay.
That's not.
I
Just rob him? Or...
no. Listen, friends. I have this handled. It's a last resort. The tentacle that he's holding out for money, I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna lick his tentacle.
What the fuck are you doing here? Like, what?
There's your payment. Back when I worked for Master Wrench Tentacle, that was at least 3 days worth of service.
It's true. Not long ago, I was almost died, and then he like massaged my throat and he fed me food. He
Would you
didn't
like me to
lick
massage your throat? I'm quite
mean,
skilled.
It's pretty good luck. I was almost dead, but now I'm like part zombie, part cyborg. It's pretty amazing.
He's like, you know what? Just take the butter. Just take the butter. Just
We'll
get
take,
Yes,
we'll take
sir.
a gun too.
That's fine. That's just leave me alone. Just go away.
Yes,
always works,
acquiescence
friends.
was the correct choice.
What the hell is this thing? Why are there 3 of them? Never mind, I don't want to know.
and you see it just dives back into the shelves of all the stuffed animals, and you just hear, and you hear a little door open up and then slam.
Oh. You know what they say about little doors, friends? They lead into the heads of John Malkovich.
That's true. So you guys got an eastern balcony and a western balcony, or excuse me, a northern balcony and a southern balcony. You got some more. There's more stuff you could explore around here if you wanted, but there's like more concessions and stuff. Otherwise, you know that the main auditorium, hanging from the ceiling in the main auditorium, is where this chandelier is.
Are there any signs saying this way to the main auditorium?
No, but you do see signs going to the balcony, which you imagine look over the auditorium, like the meaning like the second level of the auditorium.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Muxer will go up the north side.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go with.
All right.
Follow.
So you head north, go down a hallway, look out some broken windows. You can see like the northern seas. There's like ships on the horizon that you can vaguely see the silhouette of from the moon. You can see that there's looks like whales and other creatures swimming around. Looks like there's some seals, maybe a walrus, who knows? More probably like a seal, I don't know. Right there on the rocks in the water on the outside. But eventually you see that there's a series of doors. There's like 3 doors you can go in depending upon like where your seat is. You can see like, seats 1 to 30 enter here, seats 31 to 60 enter here, 61 to 90 enter there. But they all go to the same basic place. How about everyone just make a luck roll.
1.
1's bad.
6.
6.
As you guys are walking around up here, you all are like kind of talking, kind of communicating, whatever it is, and all of a sudden you hear a and you guys turn around and you watch as Heritage falls right through the floor. And you hear a swoosh.
I did not know she was a magician. I'll throw the orphan arm
Are
down
you
there.
okay?
And you look down Otto through the hole, and probably about 20, 30 feet below, maybe more, you see there's like disrupted water where somebody has recently fallen, and she has fallen into the water. You can see even vaguely, it's very dark down there, but you can kind of vaguely see like she's over top of other seats and stuff. You can see there's some columns and things that have been broken down. You drop the orphan arm down there.
I do call out first. I'll give you a hand. And then, yeah, I throw the orphan
You
arm.
just throw the orphan arm down. It's not attached to anything. Okay. God damn it.
Okay.
Throw the orphan arm down. Okay. And you get hit in the face with an orphan arm. She smacks you right in the side of the face.
Sorry.
It's an orphan arm, so it's a tiny little hand, so it's fine.
Tiny hands.
However, Heritage, as you're down here, you notice a couple of things. You notice there looks to be a raised stage, like on the far western side of this large auditorium that you're in. There's lights that you see that are twinkling, is giving some much of this very large room vision. But you can see there's a large man-like thing on the stage is like holding on to what looks like a rope. There's like a pulley system, and you can see that there's one smaller individual who's like doing the classic like military climb rope, and is going up towards what looks like the chandelier at the top. I want you to roll a dex save to see if you can quietly kind of like find a place to hide, or if they notice you. They notice you.
Is the last reroll?
You can use it, yeah.
I'm scared.
Yeah, you should be. Okay, you quickly like duck under the water a bit. You get down into like you're like pushing around. There's these instruments and things down there. You find this large sousaphone and just kind of settle in it really quick for a little bit, and you wait, and eventually you let yourself float back up slowly to the surface very quietly, and you're able to see that there's already like 3 people that are up working on the chandelier, which is quite enormous and very strange looking. It actually almost looks like the front of one of those weird like flying machines that you've seen moving around. Not the hot air balloons, but the more experimental things the Air Force is working with. It almost looks like it has one of the front of those things on it with some sort of spinning circular glowing crystals. And the large man-like creature, which looks very heavy. He has like flowing hair going down the sides and the back, and it goes down probably beyond the shoulders, and like there's a big bald spot, this huge handlebar mustache that just kind of flows out and hangs downwards, and you see it's like right over top of what looks like these fairly large tusks that are just hanging out of his mouth. What would you like to do? As you see what you believe to be Crosby, Stills, Nash, and, oh my gosh, Young.
So he's using the pulley to help someone get up onto the chandelier, or is he holding the chandelier?
It's looked like he's not holding the chandelier. It looks like he was like kind of tying off the rope or holding on to the rope while one of them climbed up towards the chandelier. Just making sure that it doesn't break while the other one does their army climb up. And the other 3 seem to be doing some kind of like breaking down of something at the top.
I kind of want to hold to see if they do anything further with like the chandelier, because I have my gun.
Okay.
And I want when he's holding someone.
You're pretty. You can see that they're trying to detach. They're trying to break it down. There's water everywhere. The whole floor, like you can't see any of the floor seats.
Okay.
So like the whole thing in here is just like a lake, and then like the balconies are maybe 20 to 30 feet above the water, I would say. But then like the undercarriage of them is a little bit lower. But like where the seats are probably about 20 or 30 feet up. You can see there's columns around here and there, some that have been fallen over, but the whole damn thing is just underwater.
Okay. I want to try and shoot one of the guys up on the chandelier.
Okay. With your gun?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. That's a D6.
Yeah. You look up and you fire, and the loud echoing cacophony of your pistol goes off, and you hear "Argh!" as like you managed to hit somebody. It was a great shot. However, immediately the walrus dude on the stage looks over in your direction and just shouts in a very kind of beautiful, very soft, almost melodic voice. You know, you wouldn't expect it out of such a giant man walrus thingy. But he, how dare you? And it's very, like, you almost feel like a comforting sound to it. Now, the rest of you are looking down this hole, and you hear a gun go off. And you can't see her anymore. What do you guys want to do? You got these doors that you can go inside if you want.
Did she take the arm?
Did you take
Oh,
the
I have it. It's like tucked under my arm.
Okay.
So I just have like a little baby hand just like peeking out of my armpit.
Okay.
So you've mentioned like ropes and stuff like that. Is there any of that sort of stuff visible from where we're at?
Yeah. We'll
Okay.
say there's some stuff here. It looks like this isn't the first time someone maybe has scavenged the area. And then also there's like cords and things that usually tell people where to go, or like cordon off like certain points. Like you can probably like rip those off their stands and use that as rope as well. So you have some options.
Yeah. So I'm tempted to basically, like, the robot side will reach over and take the worthless zombie side and hold on to its arm to like zip line down using the useless zombie arm.
Okay, yeah. So we'll say you pull over one of these heavy duty metal stands. It's rusted, and you just yank the the cord that connects these two stands together and let it go down, and then you just down you go and sploosh into the water. What are the rest of you doing other than Heritage?
I'm gonna jump in the hole.
Okay, you just cannonball down, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
Splash.
It sounds like a good course of action. I believe I'll follow.
Okay.
Watch out for Neptune's kiss, my friend.
And Wexler's just going to sort of look around and be like, where'd everybody go?
Poor Wexler.
You also, by the way, see doors that go into this room that you would imagine would be the balcony overlooking everything. Or you could jump down the hole. That's fine too.
Wexler's going to go through the door and look out the balcony and just be like,
push the doors open.
Maybe I can see better from in there.
Yeah, you push the doors open. You're on the balcony. Whoa. What? And it's a little dark and kind of stinky up here. You can see that there's some bodies sitting in the seats. Unfortunately, maybe didn't get out in time. But you can see that large figure who is shouting at something below you. You can't see everybody as you're in the balcony above them. But you have a much closer view, by the way, of the chandelier. Like, it's still a good 20 or 30 feet away from you, but it's potentially reachable with like the right kind of tool. You could potentially grapple, but you could see there's four guys that are like working around and trying to unhook things, and they're running certain pulleys and reinforcement cords and stuff like that. But one of them is like reaching and grabbing his ass because it just got shot apparently. So you step in. Do you want to do anything?
So did you say there are like columns that have sort of fallen?
Mm-hmm.
Is there any sort of parkour-ness options here?
Yeah. Anything you can do anything you want. If it's really dangerous, then I just have you roll a save and see if you're successful. And so in this case,
I would like to dex my way to one of those columns.
please do.
Get a better vantage.
Please do.
And
Okay.
fail.
So
But I feel like I want to kind of spend some of those points to make this work and look good.
what points?
Sort of that 1,000 that I think is just going to get divvied up among everybody.
I thought it was up to Ashley what was done with it.
Oh, Ashley, were you?
Ashley, do you want to help her with this, or do you just want to make life worse for her?
Why do I need to make these?
That's what Karayan said.
Ryan, please.
Your arch nemesis. The two of you are going back and
We're
forth.
besties.
Bits Wars.
You are now, but there was a time when the
There's
two
a
of you
time.
did bit war fights. One of you trying to help the players. Ashley trying to ruin Adam's night.
Life. Yeah.
So what do you want to do?
We can help you. Go for it.
Kaylee just gave you a reroll anyway. Do you want to reroll? Go ahead and reroll.
All right. Damn it.
Oh,
This is fine though, because this is
Okay.
going to be one of those things where, like, in her head, this is going to look fan-frickin-tastic, and she's going to fall flat on her face.
So you go running. You try to like step on top of like one of the backs of the chairs on these rows, and you try to leap onto this broken column where like the top half of it has fallen into the water, but there's still a little bit, which might get you a little bit closer to them. But as you leap, the chair just crumbles and you just slam face first down into the ground, like face planting right in the balcony railing. No one saw you do this, but you can go ahead and take 1d4 points of damage as you slam your face into it. But no one saw you do it.
That's the important
Oh,
part.
shit.
So you take 3 points of damage from this.
Me and my 1 HP.
Okay.
Oh no.
Roll a strength
and my
save.
7 strength.
Roll a strength
so
save.
let me just
Oh,
math this out
fantastic.
here.
Yay! You passed.
Passed.
You passed. Holy crap. You're still alive. Okay. You're still up. Okay. So here's what I think is going to happen. I think 2 of the lackeys on their turn are going to like kind of rappel down like and are just going to be dangling a little bit above the surface, and you can see that they're pulling out what look like pistols. And Crosby, however, the one who's on the stage, you're gonna hear him just start to sort of not serenade you guys, but berate you guys, but in a serenading way, like a really like kind of tenorous, beautiful, melodic voice, as he speaks very much about how all of you are failures at life. Your parents hated you. Some of you didn't even know who your parents were, but if you don't get out of here now, we're going to kill you. I need all of you to go ahead and roll a charisma save as he's attempting to use a very disarming voice.
I failed.
Passed.
Anybody who failed, roll d6 and take that much charisma damage.
What? I can't believe I made it.
oh my god.
Oh my god, Jeremy. What a roller coaster this night has been. Yeah,
I
just
took 5 charisma damage.
okay.
Oh gosh.
As you just feel like this echoing, his singing is just so, it's not mesmerizing, but you feel like this self-loathing overtake you at this point, and kind of it's starting to distract you. It also means that any of you who failed cannot attack him on this round, but it is your turn.
So I see him now, right?
Yeah, all of you see him. You see 2 people dangling down just above the water on like little ropes, and then other 2 are still up by the chandelier.
Sir Reg Tentinel. Oh, how I've missed you. I'm just gonna start swimming towards him.
Okay, so you start swimming towards him.
Yeah.
Hey, Christopher, what's going on, man? Fair enough. And I'll say you can get to this. You get to the stage that he's on, and you start climbing up. What do the rest of you want to do? And if any of you want to attack a target, just say which one it is, and so we can keep an eye on who that is.
But old Walrus Boy's too far away to reach and attack, correct?
Yeah, I would say you would probably have to spend a whole turn swimming over there.
Okay. I think I will swim over there as well. But as I get close, like, I am deeply insulted that you think I would feel any remorse over not having parental units. However, I think you will dislike your upcoming fate, and he'll pull the muzzle out of Theodore's mouth.
That's fantastic. Who took the lightning gun, by the way?
Jeremy.
You have the lightning gun too, so you
Yeah.
do have a ranged weapon as well.
That's true. Well, maybe, like,
Did you like leave it with me?
You
You
have
know
a
what?
gun already.
I can
Ashley
give
wants
it to
all the
someone else.
guns.
no,
I
I'll
want
hand
to
it to
electrify
Otto.
the water once I get out of it.
Oh yeah, everyone
I'm
dies.
already down the hole, so
Okay.
I can't. But I do have a flare gun.
All right. I think for this point, just being petty, I'm coming
Okay.
forward and threatening to turn him into a zombie.
Okay.
I'll shoot some other time.
So
but-
Theodore.
Do I need to like roll to make sure I'm not a zombie because I got bitten?
No, not yet.
Okay. Okay.
It wasn't that long ago. Okay. Then Wexler still has to go. Otto, you still get to go. If there's something you want to do?
I'm gonna shoot one of the dudes hanging from the ropes.
Yeah,
with the
go
flare
for it.
gun.
Yeah, totally.
Do I get to go?
Yeah, you can. If you haven't gone yet, you can go. Sorry. 2 points of damage as you set one of them on fire. We're gonna say you set Stills on fire.
All right.
Okay.
I want to shoot the rope that one of them is on. I want to like break it.
I like it. Okay. We'll say this: roll a dex save to see if you can get. If you pass, you'll shoot the rope. If you fail, you'll miss, but you'll still hit the guy.
Okay.
Okay, and this will be the other guy hanging down.
9.
Okay, so you shoot the rope, and this is one of the guys dangling down.
Yes.
And so they go, "Ah!" And roll a luck save. Roll a luck check. And if you roll a 5 or a 6, I was gonna say if you roll a 5 or a 6, he's gonna break his back on like a fallen column. But with a 1, he just splashes into the water.
Okay.
Okay, we'll say that's Nash, and I'll even give him 1 point of damage from the fall. Okay, Wexler, I still believe you have to go.
So Wexler's gonna, see that no one saw that failed attempt and try again because she's only got this kukri to try to slice a rope with, so she's got to get in melee distance.
Okay, and I think by the way, I told you that there was 3 of them working on the chandelier, not 4. I think I misspoke earlier. Crosby still snatching, yeah. Okay, so explain to me what you're doing again.
Trying again to climb up a column so that I can have a better angle to cut one of the ropes that is holding the chandelier.
Okay, so you climb on top. As long as you're not trying to, it will say you've calculated it well enough this time that I'm not going to make you roll it again, and you're already bleeding from your face, your tooth, as you climb up, hop onto the column, and if you wanted, I would allow a heroic leap to see if you can leap from here onto the chandelier.
That sounds wonderful.
I think I think you should do a dex save to do it, though. It's not your night, Melissa.
Missed it by one.
I do think someone threw some points here. Yeah, Kaylee threw us 100 bits if you want.
I used those last time.
Okay. So you leap.
There's still the 10.
Okay, go ahead. You can take the 10. That's fine.
You can use one of them.
All right.
Go ahead. It's Ashley's decision.
That's a
I'm
pass.
saving some for chaos.
You
Don't
leap.
worry, Jeff.
We're getting to the end here. You leap. You grab on to a piece of the chandelier, and now you're hanging up here, and you can see there's this young guy up here. Now, when I say young, probably the same age you would think as Alvin, Simon, and Theodore, right? His long, kind of, wiry hair, kind of droopy looking face, and he's just like, calm down, dude. What? God. And you see him kind of fumbling around to try to get a gun out. Is everybody gone? I think Chuck and I see Chuck's walrus lover is sneaking out in the corner at this point. The overlay. You can see walrus if you look closely enough. Okay. It's right there. All right. So they're all going to go then. The one guy in the water will, I think, swim towards where Heritage is in the water. So that'll be his turn. I think the one who's up in the chandelier will, I think what he'll try to do is he'll try to like swing and like kick you off the chandelier there, Wexler. So let's do contested strengths and just see who gets the better. It's just whoever gets the better roll. That's all.
Not me.
Yeah, it's definitely not you. As he swings over and he's like, not cool. And he just kicks you right in your face where you just kind of face planted onto the balcony and you just go, whoa, into the water below.
Not cool.
And then I think Crosby will turn to, let's see. You'll see Crosby will reach down into a bag that's laying on the stage next to where he's got the rope tied off, and he'll pull out what looks like basically a bazooka with this big like harpoon blade in it. It's a whale gun, and he's just going to aim it over right at robot urchin zombie boy, and He's going to fire it in that direction.
Wonderful.
Is a D10 damage. Takes 7 points of damage.
Ooh.
Okay.
It's this big harpoon. How'd that do you?
I am out of regular hit points and I'm down to 8 strength.
Okay, roll your strength save.
All right.
Okay.
Only the robot side made
You're
friends
now-
with the rock lobster.
One of your orphans is now broken and limp. You still will, so you can pick between robot and Simon. We'll say keep the one of them isn't functioning anymore, but the other one still is.
Oh, Mr. Woodleridge, I don't feel so good. This is not ghost pain. That got me right in the sternum.
Okay, young sir. Go to
guys-
the lights.
You got any more
I've-
crab meat?
I don't, but I found your new father, so we'll make a new one of you.
Okay. I never had a father before.
Okay, you guys turn. What do you guys want to do?
I wanna be the bard in the party. And I wanna try and seduce the walrus.
Okay.
Can we use the rest of our points to guarantee that this happens?
I think that it can't be a guarantee, but I'm going to say no roll, and it's going to be based entirely on Chuck's performance. If Chuck's seduction performance of this walrus man is good, it's an automatic success, no roll required.
Okay.
Mr. Reg Tentinel, it's been so long, but I hope you don't mind my wet clothes, but I've never been this moist before. Please, sir.
Okay, just roll.
Oh God! I asked for
Sir,
that.
please.
I definitely asked for that. Oh God! And he'll look. You'll see like the gun will waver like on his shoulder, and he lowers it, and he looks over. It's like,
Dear Chuck, what the fuck?
Woodleridge,
Yes, sir.
where have you been?
I was lost, sir.
My hands. I've been having to get a dog to lick them for months.
Let me lick your hands, sir.
And he holds it out.
Like they've never been licked before.
And that happens.
No, as I move up to him, I want to take the robot arm and leg
Okay.
and stick them on his upper lip.
Oh God! As you get closer, he just and he's like, he reaches out his hand. You like grab the hand. You go to lean in, like you're going to do it, and then out of nowhere, as these tiny metallic cords extend outward from the various sockets and just start to stab into his face. And his face just turns like this big shade of like purple, you know, just like it's swelling up and swelling up. His cheeks just burst. And he falls over as an arm now attaches, like reaching out of one cheek, the leg kind of out of the jaw, and they're just like flickering and moving there while he lays otherwise limp. That's disgusting, but I love it. All right, let me roll morale checks on these guys to see how they do. Okay. Oh God. Okay. So as Heritage, you're floating around in the water and you see this other one whoosh, 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 and then you hear the crazy sounds of pain coming from the stage as you turn to look, and there's this leg growing out of a guy's jaw, arm growing out of his cheek, and he falls down, and you hear, Crosby? Ah! And he just starts swimming past you at this point. Ah! Meanwhile, Young is still hanging up on the chandelier, and you've got this other guy dangling, but one of them has fled the scene.
Could I do like, is there like opportunity attacks?
No, not in the game. You can take your action to attack him. Yeah.
Could I do that?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want for my action. I want to drown him.
Oh God. Okay. Yeah. You just jump on his back and you just drown.
Yeah, and I just want to like
Okay.
hold his throat.
Yeah, as he tries to swim
Really
away.
personal.
What's your strength at?
10.
Okay, so is his. So I'll have him roll it. That's a 7. So you leap on his back, and he just starts to sink a bit. Roll a d6. Okay,
Ew.
and he's like, you feel him just sort of jerking underneath you. Okay. There's still the guy up in the chandelier, and there's still the guy hanging from the cord. What do you guys want to do? I think Chuck is gone. Ashley is gone. Melissa, Jake, and Jeremy, you still have something you can do.
I'm gonna shoot the guy on the cord with my flare gun.
Go right ahead. Roll a d4, by the way. We'll say the fire ticks as well.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay.
That's 1 on the
He's
D4.
just like, as he's spinning around trying to knock himself out. Poor Stills, as he finally looks like he's patted out like the last of the flames, and he rights himself right as this next flare just comes flying in. And 2 damage is enough, as he's just like, whoa! His beard starts to catch on fire, his hair is on fire, and he just starts whirling around again. And there's now just a ball of flame that's just dangling at the bottom of this rope. And you're pretty sure he's out of the picture.
Beautiful.
Jeremy and I believe Melissa still have to go.
So Wexler didn't really like kind of getting shoved off, and so she's just going to take this kukri and just throw it.
Yes.
And see what it hits.
Are you trying to hit the guy up
I'm
there?
trying to cut the rope.
Okay,
but
so we'll
hoping
do the
if
same
I don't
thing.
cut the rope, it'll hit the guy.
Roll a d6 if you pass it, or roll a dex save if you pass it. We'll say it cuts the rope. If you fail, it just hits him.
Okay, and this is the rope holding the chandelier.
Sure. You want the chandelier to fall? Okay. Do you want to reuse one of the remaining rerolls of the thousands or?
Yes.
Okay. I think because we got 900 left, I think, from currents, or 800 left.
No, we have
So the sword goes flying up, and the guy has just finished like steadying himself after swinging. He's like, "Not cool. You definitely do. Wait, what?" Ah! As you cut the rope, and both he and the chandelier just go whoosh, tumbling to the ground. Giant splash in the middle of the auditorium. Just starts cascading out in different directions. This thing's massive. Like the chandelier is enormous as it's fallen now and started to sink a little bit into the middle of the auditorium. And then, I mean, you think, you're not sure, you think he's caught in it maybe, Jeremy, but he might still be alive.
Well, more importantly, I think perhaps Mr. Woodleridge, my robot heart, now knows what love is. I will make sure that your beloved will never be taken away from you by the ravages of time. And he'll reach over and grab Theodore's head and make sure it bites him right on the rump.
Theodore.
You two shall remain together forever. Mazel tov.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my God. And so there Theodore is.
Eating
Devouring
Walrus
David
ass.
Crosby's ass. That's apparently what's happening. Okay.
He's getting the pickle.
And I feel like that
Changing
should
his ringtone as
probably...
we speak.
Did I kill my guy? Is he dead?
Yeah, I think you're going to be able to in the next turn, because I think,
Okay.
yeah, because you rolled 2 damage, and that's enough. And so I'll say that you just hang there under the water for a bit until you just feel his lifeless body just give out, and then you just
Nice.
let him go, and he just stays there while you float back up.
I crossed 3 names off my list.
Oh, God. So you guys look over then, so sort of wrapping this up as it's getting kind of late. You guys look over and you see the large, massive, like front of an airplane type of chandelier with all these colorful little lights. You take some time, probably like deconstructing a little bit. Slowly over the course of the night, the water starts to rise and rise, but you're able to manage to break it into small enough pieces that you can bring it back to your tugboat, which you do have, which makes this a lot easier to extract. And also, which you are able to load up quite easily because it was parked in the mezzanine area. You get back on your tugboat. You bring this back. And then I guess the last question, and we don't have to roleplay this out, but I would say some of you might think that this could possibly be worth even more than what you're getting paid. Like, as you start taking a look at this, you realize some of the crystal here has living star properties, meaning it's like stuff from the sky. And you're wondering if 1,000 pounds and a bunch of free rent at a shitty beached yacht is really what this is worth. Do you keep it and try to sell it somewhere else, or do you fulfill the job and give this to Admiral Loggins and Coxswain Messina?
If we sell it, Master Reg Tentinel, his manse is now unoccupied.
That is true.
I know where all of his good gloves are.
I don't know how that pertains to the situation, but good call.
Okay.
We'll have to change the address on our subscription.
Yes.
No, we should leave it there for now. Please.
Change the name on the subscription to Admiral Loggins.
That's it.
Okay. So, you guys take the tugboat to shore. You get off not near Admiral Loggins' Southern Cross, but instead somewhere else. And Woodleridge leads you all to the now vacant manse on some of the higher boroughs of Bastion, where you might take it over, sell the chandelier, or perhaps, quite beautiful, affix it to one of the larger rooms in this peculiar mansion. But that is something we'll figure out at another date. I think we'll go ahead and end there with a very strange adventure. All right. Well, that's Electric Bastionland, sort of.
Let Adam come in,
That was
say
fun.
hi. He planted the pickle.
He did.
and-
Yeah. Oh
it
man,
just went
he was truly with us all along.
Yeah.
in his own
He
way.
really
Absolutely.
was. Gotta get that pickle.
MVP.
So, yeah, Electric Bastionland, really fun game. Light on rules, a lot of weirdness, super tons of freedom to like create all sorts of different things to do, like various items that are somewhat mundane, like a flare gun, or something crazy like robot arms that you could replace your own with. Who knows? It makes you into a robot. So I was so excited that actually came into play. I'm like, there's no way they're gonna do this. I'm like, oh, never mind. Here we go. Situation
That's
works.
the dream team you got.
Luckily, we had someone with a neck.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, look, we have a dead conjoined twin with no head. I didn't realize this would be the perfect opportunity for this,
You
but
didn't plan for that.
I did not. I was like,
worried it's gonna
Who
be
could?
you.
I designed these oddities as literally being, I mean, like, I have like a little folder, and I had one of them was literally, what's it called? What did I call it? Replacement parts or something like that. Yeah, I think I just called it like replacement machine parts. So if you took if you took a leg, you could re-roll your dex score for like a higher dex score. If you did your arms, strength. And if you did your head, you have to re-roll your charisma, but you have to go lower because now you're just a robot-headed person. And it worked. Who would have thought?
Wonderfully.
All right, let's get out of here. Chuck, what's going on with the Defenders this week?
Yeah, twitch.tv/the Defenders of Cobalt. Swing by Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central. We're going to be playing some Pathfinder
Yeah.
2nd edition, Big Trouble in Little Absalon. Or you can swing by Thursday night, 9 p.m. Central. And you can watch our Watercolors and Warriors, our 5th Ed Ghibli inspired campaign. Or after you watch the Lollygaggers on Friday night, you can come check out some basic fantasy role-playing game. And then Saturday, 1 p.m. Central, we'll be back at Forbidden Lands.
Awesome. Jeremy, you have a podcast, I think? Is that right?
On occasion, yeah, you can listen to nerds talk about comic stuff. PLE, WD. You know, why not?
Interesting enough, I just started reading a new comic. Something's Killing the Children. Have you read that?
No, but
Yeah, I just started reading it.
I'm going to.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
That's right up my alley.
Yeah, I'll talk about it off air. Yeah, but yeah, it's really good. And for us, we play Mondays, Fridays, Saturdays. Mondays we'll probably get back. I think next week we'll get back to Things from the Flood. This Friday we'll do possible landscapes for Delta Green, like Chuck was mentioning. Saturdays we'll do Worlds Without Number. And then what else? Oh yeah, tomorrow night I'll be over on Garblag Games playing Spectaculars, where I play a lunatic meat man who is a hero or something like that.
For sure.
But thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the bits. Thanks for the fun. Hope the silliness was enjoyable. But we're out of here. Hang tight. We'll probably raid somebody. If I'll put you on the end screen, and then you can go watch some more stuff somewhere else. So, good night, everybody.
Bye.
night,
Thank you,
everybody.
everybody.